Stand up, New York Giant fans. What's going on, Baddog?
What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday to you, Chris. Happy freaking Friday. It's the weekend this year.
Happy freaking Friday. That's right. What's going on, everyone? What's going on, Moose? What's going on, Jersey? Joey J, who swings snakes.
Yes.
Anthony, Moose, come on. Afghanistan, Clocks in the house. AB in the house. Joel in the house. Thank you guys for being here. The draft, Baddog, we were talking before on live. We're like, what? 12 days away, something like that?
Yeah, 2 weeks from yesterday. 23rd, baby.
So
13 days.
13 days away.
Yes.
So it's almost here.
It is. It's we're counting it down, guys. It'll be here before you know it. I know it's taking a long time. There's no doubt about that, man. It's we're dying for any kind of sports, any kind.
Yeah, and at this point, I'm just kind of at wit's end. I'm just like, I don't know if we're going tackle. I don't know if we're going. I don't know if we're going with the edge rusher or in the second round. I don't know if we're going with the middle linebacker. I just want to find out what we're doing.
Yeah, the anticipation.
Yeah, like last year, we all thought. We pretty much knew we were either going with a guy like Josh Allen up he fell. Nobody thought Daniel Jones, so who knows what we're going to end up with. But I think it's down to a tackle or a middle linebacker.
I think it's the same thing, and I last year nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming. I don't think anybody saw Clelin Ferrell to the Raiders at 4 either. So this one, you never know. What if the Redskins go, you know what? We're going to take Justin Herbert out of Oregon. Screws everything up.
Now, let me ask you a question. Out of the top 10 picks, which team do you think is most likely to make that Clelin Ferrell type selection, the surprise pick, that you're like, oh my God?
Us.
Yeah.
The New York Giants select defensive tackle Derek Brown, and then we lose our mind. The Redskins definitely have a chance to do that. The Panthers, maybe. I don't know. The draft is all. I mean, the best part about the draft is you really don't know. Everybody thinks they have it pegged, but that's why everybody makes 30 mock drafts because you just don't know. And I do think with us, it's either you going tackle or you going Simmons. I don't really think there's anything else we could possibly be thinking about, but we all know Dave Gettleman, so who knows?
The thing I'll say about Gettleman, other than the Daniel Jones pick, which was incredibly shocking. I mean, the Saquon Barkley pick wasn't really shocking.
Right.
I know it was either a quarterback or Barkley or potentially trade down, but I think that's what we were looking at that year. And I'm with you. I think it's going to be the tackle or it's going to be the linebacker. I don't think we'll be shocked on draft night. Now, maybe they'll take Mekhi Becton. That would be a little bit shocking and disappointing for both of us, being that we're not very high on him.
Not high.
But I think it's going to be a tackle or Simmons. I'd be shocked any other way. Unless they trade down, then maybe something else happens. But I don't see them taking Judy. I don't see them taking Derek Brown. I just don't see that being the case.
I can't see that either. There's no way they take a wide receiver unless they trade down. I still think they got to go tackle at some, or whatever their first round pick is, unless they drop all the way to 12 with the Raiders, and maybe Becton would probably still be there at 12. I mean. After us, the Cardinals and Browns definitely need linemen. So they're going at 8 and 10.
Yes.
And then, I don't know what the Jags are doing, and I don't know what the Panthers are doing.
And the Jets could take a lineman as well.
I think the Jets are going wide receiver. I think they have to. They let, Robbie Anderson go, and he was their best receiver. They got nothing there. I don't like Darnold, but you got to give that kid a threat. You got to give him a CeeDee Lamb or a Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, something.
I think they're going wide receiver, too. I'm just saying they possibly could take a lineman.
Yeah, they're the Jets, so you never know. And whoever they take is going to fail.
Yeah.
It's the Jets. So don't take my boy CeeDee Lamb. Let him go somewhere else.
If they get Judy, they'd have Bell from last year. You'd have an improved offensive line. They got the center. They'd have a couple of nice weapons there for Donald if they go Judy. So I agree with you. I think they will go wide receiver.
Yeah, they need a number one. They need a pure number one receiver. And there's no doubt about that. He needs somebody like Kyler Murray got DeAndre Hopkins. You got it. And Daniel Jones will get that number one receiver eventually, but we have so many more holes to fill right now other than that. That's certainly not the biggest pressing need for us. I've done a couple mock drafts now where, if we can get Michael Pittman in the third round, I'll be very happy. But we don't need to go out and get Henry Ruggs or any of those guys. We're not ready for that move.
We got to fix the other problems first. Like you said, the offensive line and the defense have to be fixed. One receiver that I'm starting to see really fall down mocks, that I'm not saying he's going to be there, but I think it's possible he could drop to the third round, maybe mid to late third round, was a guy that was being mocked back into the first I think he had an injury at the combine, and he's definitely dropped, is Chenault out of Colorado, Lavisca Chenault.
Right.
He's a guy that maybe a lot of people aren't thinking about that might be there at 99, who we might take at that spot, because he's certainly dropped.
Yeah, he has dropped for sure. And I think that the first mock I did, looking at a safety, Jeremy Chin went the complete opposite way. Like he's projected to go now second round, maybe early second round, maybe before Grant Delpit, who I've definitely fallen off the wagon with Grant Delpit. The more I watch him, the more I look at his stuff, I'm like, I really don't want Grant Delpit here. I'd much rather go somewhere else if we end up with 2 second-round picks. Because I was on that train. I don't know, man. I'm iffy on him, so I don't want to waste a second-round pick if we end up with 2 second-round picks on Grant Delpit.
What do you think of Winfield if we go safety there?
He's also kind of the same boat as Jeremy Chin, where he's kind of risen up the draft boards. I haven't looked at him a ton, so I have to do more film. Chris Devers, man, thank you for the super chat. I got a beer tonight, and you can't even see it. Brilly, look at you two. I can't wait for Jones for a stack take 2. Me neither, because we're going to beat them this year.
What's going on, Chris? And I see Lloyd's in the chat. Lloyd was on my channel today, one of the subscribers that came on. Lloyd, glad to see you, buddy. I did a great job today.
That was awesome. I didn't see the whole thing, but I watched like the first half, and I'll go back and watch the second half. But Chris, thank you for the $2. Boom! Appreciate that.
Yeah, everybody in my comments said he looked just like Dave Gettleman.
I know. I was reading that. I was like, oh, you got Gettleman on the channel. I was like, yo, Dave, go watch the video I did and do that trade there, the one I just dropped tonight. Go do that trade right now. Work it out.
Yeah, I saw Yannick on the thumbnail. I didn't get a chance to watch the video yet. I'm assuming you have Yannick involved.
Yeah, it's an unrealistic thing, but it's something that before even Yannick was involved, I actually was wondering if the Giants could possibly trade back twice, and that's what I'm thinking. If they could trade back, and get extra picks and get Yannick, because we're Yannick, however you say it. Ngakoue, we'll just put it that way. We can pay him. So, even if he's not involved and the Giants somehow go from 6 to 9 and get, a couple of seconds or something extra, on top of number 9, it'd be great. If you could get 36, 37, 41 and 9, it's not bad. It's not bad, because then you can get your receiver, safety, and linebacker, receiver, safety, and center, linebacker, receiver. You can do whatever you want with 3 of those early second-round picks. So, I don't think it's likely, but
well, that's what this time of year is about. It's about Fantasyland and hoping, you go through all these different scenarios. It's what's part of fun about the draft process. And Yannick, I did read, was rumored, I think it was by Schefter, that the Giants were one of the 3 or 4 favorites that could potentially land him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, no doubt about that. Chris Devers, man, thanks for the super chat. No, I said I'm having a beer. Brilly can't see it because the can's green. I got Heineken tonight. He says, nope, I'm having a Captain and Coke. Thanks, guys. Be safe. Hey, thank you, and you be safe, man. You be safe. Great Cowboys fan, Chris Devers. I've known him Devers, however you say that.
I think it's Devers.
I think I've always called him Devers anyway. But yeah. Back in my TTC days, I always used to make fun of him wearing a tank top. I remember he was getting on me about that. He was in one of my streams. He was getting on me about that. He was, remember when you used to make fun of me wearing the tank top? Yes, I do. Oh, man.
As far as the Giants go, though, second round, I think most Giant fans right now are looking at the center position. But if Ruiz is gone, which I personally think he's going to be, I think Ruiz is gone by mid to late 20s. Are you still looking at the center there? Are you looking at Cushenberry? Are you looking at Biadish? Or are you looking somewhere else? Are you going for the safety? Are you going for the... Obviously, it's all dependent on what we do in the first round as well.
Yes.
But I still think we could be looking at a center no matter what we do in the first. But say Ruiz is off the board, are you still looking center?
I would go Cushenberry at that point. I think Biadish is I've done a few of these simulated mock drafts and everything else. I've looked at a lot of stuff, and there's some that have Biadish falling all the way to the end of the third round. Yeah. If you could guarantee me him in the third round, then depending on what we do in the first round, if we go, lineman, I'd go Zack Baun there if he's there. Or if, then you could look at safety. Maybe then you do look at a Jeremy Chin or an Antoine Winfield in the second round. If you went, lineman or whatever you want to do there, and you want to take the center in the third round, you could definitely go that route too. I'm hoping we trade back. Guy. Yeah, Hennessy is another guy. So there's definitely some decent centers out there that are to be had. I'm just hoping Ruiz falls to us. I don't know many teams that are looking for a center, so But
I love everything I read about Ruiz. First off, he's a Jersey kid, but more importantly, everything he would fit the culture perfectly. He's known as a great locker room guy, hard worker. That's the type of player that I think the New York Giants are going to covet in this year's draft. I think it's a perfect match. I just really don't think he's going to be there. I like to think he's going to be there. Yeah. But you look back last year. What was his name? The guy that went to the Vikings. He was a guard/center. Bradbury. And was it Bradbury? I can't remember.
I don't remember. The first round is a blur to me after last year, Chris.
But there was I think that was his name. But he was projected to go late second, early third. He had a great combine. He ended up going mid to late. I think he went 19th overall to the Vikings. So right. I think Ruiz, who had a great combine, I really do think he's going to be a first-round pick. I hope that's not the case, but I really don't think he'll be there at 36.
Yeah. I mean, it's very possible. These guys they move up and down. They're like stocks, man. They move up and down, man. I steal meat from Lions. Thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilly, he says, can only see an offensive tackle. It ain't sexy, but it makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Can't.
That's my kind of guy.
Definitely
what's going on? Sense. I steal meat from Lions.
It's a great name too.
I think it was Garrett Bradbury. Yeah. Afghanistan. That's the center I'm thinking about. But I still meet from Lions. I've been saying that for a while. I can't say that I could only see an offensive tackle. I've been open to Simmons, but I'm in complete agreement that I think offensive tackle is where they should go. So yeah. I agree with him.
And again, I obviously want Simmons, but I'm not going to be mad at an offensive tackle. We need it. So it's not like we're going for something we don't need. The defensive tackle, the wide receiver, are going to piss me off. I don't feel we need those. Left tackle, you're not going to make me mad with left tackle. I'm not going to be happy with Mekhi Becton, but you take any of those other three guys, I'm going to be fine. And Darnell, big money, man, thank you for the love. I appreciate it, brother. Brilly. My guys, always great to see you two guys at it. Just had some Jack Daniels. Oh, yeah, baby. I'm with you, Baddog. I think trading back is smarter. You never know. We still could get Simmons and a tackle. That would be ideal if we could do that, Darnell. Thank you for the $10. Boom! I appreciate that, my man.
Yeah, love Darnell. It's been a great subscriber, both of ours for a while. Huge Mets fan, and unfortunately we don't have baseball right now. But
maybe May.
Yeah. I think most Giants fans, myself included, are completely with you, Darnell. Baddog and myself have been saying that for 2-3 months now that we want to trade down if it's possible. Yeah. I just don't know if it's possible. I don't know if it's likely. I don't know. I don't even know if we got to see what the Lions do first. The Lions hold all the cards. If the Lions trade down, we don't have much power there, Baddog, at 4.
No, we don't. So it really is dependent on what the Detroit Lions do. And again, draft night, you never know. So it's just it's really crazy. If they're really sold on Okudah, then they're probably it won't matter. They could trade to 6, and they would still end up with Okudah, and they know that. So
we're not taking Okudah.
What's that?
We're not taking Okudah, and they know that. Yeah.
Right, and neither are the Dolphins or Chargers. So it's they do. They have a lot of power there as well. But maybe the thing is, no matter where those guys go, if they go 3 or 4, whoever it is, the Chargers or Miami, it's the same situation. They're going to have to give up more to go up 3 spots. If you're Los Angeles, you're going to have to give up more to go up 3 spots than you will to go up 2. And you're going to end up with the same exact thing because the Giants aren't taking a quarterback and the Lions aren't taking a quarterback.
But neither one of those teams are going to make the jump. They're not going to make a trade with the Giants until after the Lions pick because a team could still jump them. So we're not. If the Giants are going to make a trade down, it ain't going to happen until right before we pick.
Right. I can never say that name. TH Tad. Brilly, thank you for the super chat. He says, it's not just tackle. We have no right tackle, no center, and an old right guard, and an average left tackle. We need 2 starters on this offensive line draft. Damn, Jerry Reese. Well, I tell you, that's why the first 2 mocks that I did, I was going tackle center. That's exactly what I have now. Reese may not be there, but that's my thinking. I take the center of the second round no matter what. No matter what. I'm there for
and do the boom.
Thanks for the $5. Boom! Appreciate it.
But yeah, alphabet. That's what I'll call them because it's every letter in the alphabet.
By a vowel.
No, I agree with you, and that's why I say, and I know a lot of the people, my subscribers, Giants fans, don't want to hear it. Everybody's on the Simmons train. Everybody wants the linebacker, and I get it. But you got a second-year quarterback learning a new system with half, if you're being nice, of an offensive line. So, I think everybody would agree the more pressing need, at least in my opinion, with a second-year quarterback learning a new offense, is the tackle. The question is Simmons too good of a prospect to pass up? And if he is, like Barkley was, get him and might take him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my argument on Simmons, and my camera keeps dimming for some reason, so I keep swiping my hand across it because it lightens it up. My deal with Simmons is we can't get off the field on third down. We can never get off the field on third down, ever. And I want a guy that can, not like I said, not only cover the tight end, not only close on a guy in a quick slant. I want a linebacker that can chew up the ground and stop the quarterback from getting the first down. That is a big thing that's overlooked. Isaiah Simmons is 4.39, means if Dak Prescott's, how many times did Dak Prescott run for a first down, 3rd and 5 against us, or Carson Wentz, or any of these guys?
Not just him, it's everybody.
Right.
It's every quarterback. No, I agree with you. I see the value in Isaiah Simmons, no doubt about it.
Right, and I see the value. I see the value in the tackle. Trust me. So again, I really think it's split. I don't think everybody wants Simmons. It's funny because if I go to one of your videos talking about the tackle, everyone's like, yes, Chris, I'm on board with the tackle. I want the tackle. I do a video on Simmons, like, yes, Baddog, you're my guy. I love Simmons. It's awesome. At the end of the day, we all want the Giants to win. That's really what it's about. That's all it's about, man. Jersey Joey, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it, man. Brilly says, sup, diggity. Chris Rock and the bad Seinfeld haircut for the stream. Nice. Guys, rank your top 4 linebackers in this draft after Simmons. Stay well, my brothers. Chris, get a hat or cut, my man, and a cup warmer.
I can't get a cut right now, Jersey Joey.
I wish I could grow that, Chris. I'll tell you what, you can have my problem. Well, I have clippers, so I just shave it off there at this point. But thank you for the $10. Boom. Oh, God.
And I am getting the warmer just for him. He told me to get the warmer last year. I will be getting that soon. Rank our top 4 linebackers. Go ahead, Baddog.
You should just drink it fast like I do. That way it doesn't get cold. After Simmons, well, boy, it's tough. I mean, put him in a hat. Kenneth Murray, Chason, Queen, Vaughn. Those are probably my top 4 linebackers after Isaiah Simmons. And again, you could put I'm going to say Kenneth Murray second because I love the guy.
I agree. I agree with you. I'd have Murray for first there, the next guy, and then I'd probably have Queen and. Okay. And then if we're talking middle linebacker, I mean, Chason's more. I like Die. Trying to think of another middle linebacker prospect I really like. I mean, the Vaughn would be if you count him. Yeah, I like Vaughn a lot. Oh, yeah, those would be the names for sure. Yeah.
I preach. Cock Lobster says I'm his top linebacker. Let's go! By the way, guys, if you have not done so, I'm sorry, Chris. I just want to say. Sub up the Entertainer Talking Sports. If you have not, if anybody here has not subbed up the Entertainer Talking Sports, link to the channel is in the description. Click on it, sub up, ring his bell. He likes when you do that. And thank you guys and girls for being here. I really do appreciate it, man. Less than 2 weeks away from draft night. Getting excited.
Love to have the bell rang. And thank you for popping in, Kid Blue. I see Ms. Rahi's in here, man. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I hope everybody's staying safe on a Friday night here with everything going on. Can you tell Chris to ring my bell? Let's start. We'll do that during the draft stream.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
California, New York Giants announced. What's going on, buddy?
Very nice. I see Kid Blue. Yeah, he's the man. Card coach is here. Junior Cruz, Julian Tate, KP. Got a good Harry Adams is in the house. It's good to see you guys and girls. Thank you for being here, man. Much appreciated.
I got a question for Jeffrey Abbey, actually. I love Jeffrey. Very opinionated. But a couple of my subscribers, and maybe, not everybody wants to show their face on YouTube. I get that. A couple of my subscribers asked me to have him on the channel to discuss the New York Giants. So if he wants to come on, I think it would be entertaining. I think he definitely has conflicting views with a lot of New York Giants fans. If he has interest in coming on, let me know.
Yes. New York for life, man. Thank you for the super chat. My man, Brilly, I really appreciate it. He says, my favorite Italian mobsters. How are the fishes? Well,
they're swimming.
They're eating well. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Thank you for the $10. Boom. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. But yeah, that's one thing I love about Jeffrey. He loves Isaiah Simmons and he hates number 8. I know that right now.
Well, I think he wants. I think he wants to go best available player. I think that's a lot of Giants fans, and I get it. And I think you could at least make the argument that one of these tackles is the best available player. They're just not flashy. They don't have 4.39 40s. But it's up for interpretation at the end of the day. I think Simmons is a great player, and like we said all along, I'm going to be happy either way. I just worry about the offensive line with the second-year quarterback. That's my mindset.
I completely agree. I completely get the argument for a line. Like I said, I will not be mad either way. Yeah. But I'm going to react I'll be more happy. Obviously, to take Simmons, I'll react very happily. I don't think anybody who's ever watched a draft, even if we get Jedrick Wills, who I would love to have Jedrick Wills, I'm not going to go, yeah, Jedrick Wills. Like, who does that for a lineman? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, no, a lineman's not that instant impact guy. It's that 10-year it's a guy that's going to be there for 10 years. So that's what it is. But, yeah, it's a safe pick.
Double C, thank you for the super chat. And Michael Sachs Jr., thank you guys for the $2 super chats. Brilly, my fellas. Cody Collins says Carol Baskin is a devil. By the way, what up, guys? I'm late. We've only been here 20 minutes. You good? And Michael Sachs Jr. says, thought on Willie Gay Jr., what round would he go? Thank you, fellas, for the $2 booms. And I'll be honest, I don't know much about Willie Gay Jr., so I can't honestly say.
That's another good linebacker prospect. A couple of my subscribers have pointed me to him. I think around the 4th round. But he's another good linebacker prospect that the Giants could have their eyes on. And Sabrina says, Chris, will you act like that for a lineman? I'm not going to go crazy for a lineman, but I'm gonna be happy if they take a lineman. Yeah, but like Baddog said, it's not like I don't think I'm going to go crazy either way. I'm going to be happy regardless of if they pick Simmons or the tackle. I'd be a little bit happier with the tackle, but I'll be like I said, I'm going to be buying Simmons jersey the next day, so I'll be happy either way. But I'll be excited if they take a tackle. I like the direction of the team. I think it's long-term thinking, like I've said all along. And if I was the GM, and when I give you guys my opinion, I always say I put my Dave Gettleman hat on. And if I was the GM, that is what I would do. Obviously, in an ideal world, I would look to trade down.
Yep.
That's what everybody wants to take the line and says you got to trade down. Well, yeah, if we could trade, you got to find a partner, little bad dog. It's like trying to go to a dance. If no women want to dance with you, you ain't dancing.
No, you're doing the Billy Idol thing. You're dancing with yourself.
But if you could find a dance partner, absolutely, let's trade down. But if I was stuck at 4, which sucks, I think I would still take the tackle because I think it's long-term thinking. I'm setting myself up for 10 years.
I see my boy the Don is in the house. What's going on, my brother? Thank you for swinging by, man. Good to see you. Hope you're staying safe, you and the fam, of course. Chris, I may have asked you this. I don't know. Do you have a deep, there's one guy that I have, fallen in love with. Deep round, late round sleeper, 6th, 7th round. And that is Anthony McFarland of Maryland. I absolutely love this kid late in the draft. He runs a 4.44 40. In 2018, he averaged 8 yards a carry at over 1,000 yards. And he averaged 8 yards a carry. Last year, he didn't get as many carries. He averaged 5.5 yards a carry at 600 yards, 8 touchdowns. Plus, he's a pretty good receiver. Is there any guy that really kind of blows you away late in the draft that you think could really make an impact on the Giants? Who do you got?
I've got a couple of favorites I really like. If we're talking the running back position, I like Dillon out of Boston College. He's a 247-pound thumper. But the guy that I keep saying in all my mock drafts that I want is Tuska. North Dakota State, edge rusher. He fits the 3-4 alignment. He had a much better combine than people projected. He's the type of guy that I think Dave Gettleman likes to draft. He's a football player. He's tough. He's gritty. But he was a much better athlete than people projected. That's the guy I got my eye on right around the 6th round area.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll be there because he's going to move up, I think, because of the combine he had. He might go in the 5th. But we're talking later rounds. That's the guy I got my eye on.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing can happen with Anthony McFarland because such a great combine. But I'm telling, man, I watch this kid. Although a lot of mocks have him going 7th round, and I'm like, I would take him early 6th. I really like him. I like his film, and he's just explosive. He's quick cuts. He's patient. I love him, man. Bronx Native, thank you for the super chatty. No comment, but Billy just says, hey, guys, I like what you're doing. Here's $5. Yeah, have a Lincoln. Thank you for the $5. Boom! And V-Man, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Brilly. Baddog, did you know the Beatles' last original single, Real Love, is newer than the Cowboys' last Super Bowl? By the way, Stacey, I did not know that, V-Man. But the one story I always tell is I'm going to be 44 in 3 months. I'm old. I am old. And you see, I have a beer. Last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, I wasn't even legally old enough to drink. And I'm in my middle 40s. Thank you for the $5. Boom! Oh, man.
Yeah, A.J. Dillon, I like D-Rose. I'm a fan of A.J. Dillon. And I also like Darryl, what's his name? The guy from Tennessee. I did a video on him. Escape me right now, but I like the edge rusher from Tennessee.
See, I think
there's a couple of guys I like.
Yeah, Chaz Crawford, I think he's talking about, he says he almost beat Ohio State by himself, and that was Anthony McFarland. The game that Ohio State won 50-48, Anthony McFarland chewed them up. He chewed them up and spit them out in that game. And that's a powerhouse team. So it was not like he was playing against, North Dakota State or something. He destroyed Ohio State in 2018. Like I said, I really fall in love with him. I don't know how I even found him, but I was like, oh, this kid looks good, man. Rudy T, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. What up, cannoli bosses? There's one Simmons and 4 O-linemen and Hot Nicks. Thank you for the super chat, my guys. Billy, what up, brothers? Who do you want in the second? Thank you guys for the $2 booms. First off, Rudy T, or I'm sorry. It is Rudy T. Yep. Definitely only one Simmons. I completely agree. That's my argument.
Rudy T is the man.
He is.
And there is only one Simmons in this draft. I'm not going to debate that, my man. I do like the tackle still, but I get the argument. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. And Hot Nickels.
And who do we want in the second? Go ahead, Baddog.
Well, I was just going to say, I want a center. I don't care if it's Ruiz. That's the guy I prefer. But like Chris said, he may jump up into the first round. I would definitely take Cushenberry, Biotish, Hennessy. I mean, we need a center.
So you're locked on center in the second round?
I really want a center in the second round no matter what, yes. If we go left tackle center, I mean, you're starting to build something. Get the best center in the draft.
Now, what if you go Simmons? You're still center no matter what.
Yes.
Even if say Jones fell, the tackle, Houston.
I mean, I could get on board with that. I just, like I said, I would rather have one of the top 2 centers other than like the 6th lineman. You know what I mean? So, but I'm not going to be upset about they go offensive lineman there, tackle there either. I'd be plenty happy with that. You give me Simmons in a tackle or Simmons in a center, I'm going to be happier than a pig in muck, if you know what I mean. And that's how you were saying a saying like that. I've been hanging out with BVD too long. I've been hanging out with the Southern guys a lot. But Corey Lewis, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, do you all value picks more than established players?
Yes. Yeah, for me, we're talking trades.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what he means. If I'm trading with a team like we have now, we're not a win now team.
Right.
I want the picks. I want the players that are not going to cost anything. You get established players, like some of the players we've been talking, like Ngakoue, you're going to be paying $20 million a year. I'd rather find my Ngakoue and pay him $2 million a year in the second round.
Yeah, which is go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt.
Give me the picks. Definitely give me the picks.
I agree. I think picks are more valuable to a team that is rebuilding, other than a superstar. But we can pay Ngakoue. I mean, there's no doubt about that. So if he comes as part of a trade, it's not like the Giants can't give him all that money, and it's like you're taking a pick. I mean, obviously you're paying the guy, but he's in the prime of his career, and he's going to be a big pass rusher, and you draft well and get him on top of your draft picks. I think it's a good move, and I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to a Ngakoue if they're willing to pay him, especially because he's young. He's 25 years old.
Right.
But, if you're asking me if I have 2 options to trade and acquire a lot of picks or to trade or acquire an established, top-end starter, but then I'm going to have to pay him a lot of money and he's approaching his prime, I'm taking the picks. We need to rebuild. We need to get younger. I'm taking the picks.
We do, which is why we both want to trade down if possible, so that we can get those picks. And I cannot remember what I was going to ask you. Damn it, I forgot. It'll come back to me at some point. Don't get old, guys. It happens a lot. So it's crazy. But yeah, man, I think that it's going to be exciting. We don't know what the Giants are going to do, and like I said, we got to build this offensive line. It had something to do with those 2 positions. I know what I was going to say, but
Ngakoue?
No, the center and the tackle. It had something to do with that. And the Cowboys built their team like that, and we could definitely use that. And when I had Ed Oliver on last night, obviously we were talking about Chase Young, and I mean the Giants are going to have to protect Daniel Jones from Chase Young. He's going to the Redskins. The Redskins are crazy, but I think that he said Ed Oliver was telling me Daniel Snyder is very high on Chase Young, so if Daniel Snyder wants him, he's going to get him.
Every Redskin fan I've talked to says that it's all smoke and they're taking him. I think they're taking him. I think they'd be crazy not to. We say it all the time. The second or third most important position on a football team is the edge rusher. He's the safest pick in this draft. The Redskins have to take him.
Right. Chaz Ingraham, thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilly, again, no comment. He says, hey, guys, here's a Lincoln. A $5 boom. And Lloyd Goldstein says, wait, Baddog, it gets worse. Oh, it can't get worse. It can't get worse. Don't let it get worse. Frank G says, hey, thank you for the super chat, Frank. Brilly, $2. Boom! And Zeke Anderson, thank you for so much of the love, guys. I really appreciate it. Brilly. And L.A. Lou, man, thank you for the super. You guys are killing me tonight. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Zeke says, if we believe in the coaching, then take Simmons and draft the second-round offensive tackle, coach him up Colombo. Great point there. It's a great point.
Yeah, I know. It's a fair point. Listen, at the end of the day, if they think that it's going to come down to, do they think that they could coach these guys up? I'm going to go with whatever they do. If they feel Simmons is the guy and they think they get a tackle in the second, third round, because it's fair to say, a lot of people point that out. They say, well, the Giants, they've never drafted a high-end first-round pick tackle, and the offensive lines were good. You're right. I just personally feel like it's a pressing need right now, and I would do everything I can to fix it.
I agree. And LA Lou, man, thank you so much on the $10 super chat, buddy. Brilly says, hey, Chris and Baddog, glad to be here with yous. Chris, I'm with you on Tuska. I also like Adrian Killens, running back out of UCF, 5'8", 168, but runs a 4.39 40 and is dangerous on kick and punt return. See, that's the size. That's another thing. Anthony McFarland ran that 4.44. He's 5'8", but 208. So that's like Ahmad Bradshaw. That is
like Maurice Jones-Drew
right.
Stuff, right.
But that's I compared him a little bit to Bradshaw. Was a little lighter, but Bradshaw was about that size and ran like that. So I think that was part of the reason I really liked Anthony McFarland, because he reminded me a little bit of Ahmad Bradshaw late in the draft. Lou, thank you so much on a $10. Lou, appreciate it, man. I do.
But yeah, no, Lou, a lot of us are high on Tusk. A lot of Giants fans. A lot of my subscribers pointed me to him. And then I did research, and he's a guy. I think he's going to go earlier than people think. I think he goes early 5th round, but I would love to get him in the 5th or 6th round.
I see Chaz Crawford's on board because he says McFarland has 4.3 speed, so he knows what I'm talking about. I mean, I like him. I like Anthony McFarland because we're going to need another running back. So I mean, let's go.
Deion Lewis is not the long-term answer as a backup.
No.
Yeah, a decent guy for 1 year, but he's not going to be here long-term.
Cool.
What's going on, Ryan? Thanks for popping in the stream, man.
Yeah, what's going on, man? Thank you all for being
here.
Joey
Joey says, I miss the Earth, Wind, and Fire days.
Yeah.
You know what created the Earth, Wind, and Fire, though? I hate to sound like a broken record. Offensive line.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it helps. Yeah. It helps.
The offensive line certainly made that Earth, Wind, and Fire go.
Clock says, dog, your last trade video, where did I send up? Oh, like I said, that's an unlikely scenario, but it's a dream scenario if we could pull that off. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about it. If we could pull that trade off, that'd be a dream scenario for the Giants.
Yeah, two trades. Has that ever happened? I don't even know. I'd have to think about it. Has a team ever done that, traded down twice in the same draft in the first round?
I gotta imagine it's happened. I couldn't tell you who did it, but I have to imagine how it happened. I mean, think about it. I think the Giants could add picks and Ngakoue and still draft in the top 10. I mean, you could, it's crazy, man. Jersey Joey, man, thank you for becoming a new member. I appreciate it, brother. Brilly. Welcome to the Big Blue Wrecking Crew. Jersey Joey, Double J, a new member. Boom! I got all kinds of crap. I got all kinds of sayings, baby. I miss my Lakers stuff, Chris. I got to yell somehow.
Maybe you get the Lakers stuff soon, man.
I said, I saw how Nicholas says, Baddog, where's the fire? I'm like, I can't really scream on a video. I don't really have anything to yell about.
You can't do a boom shakalaka when you're doing it.
Right. So with the first round of the Giants say Isaiah Simmons, boom shakalaka. You'll get it on draft night, hot Knicks. Trust me, we'll be good. I can't wait for the draft, Chris. I'm excited. I'm excited for some real live sports.
Oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun leading up to the draft, and then the night of the draft, and then recapping the draft, and then I don't know after that.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully by then, baseball is back. Let's hope.
That'd be nice.
Let's hope.
June 1st, we get baseball. I heard rumors. I forgot who put it on Twitter. Somebody put it on Twitter that baseball could be back by, I think it was the end of May. I don't think that's going to happen.
Well,
that'd be nice.
Their idea was all the teams are going to play in Arizona because they have like 13 facilities or something between the spring training complexes and Chase One, whatever that Bank One Ballpark, whatever that's called now. But supposedly, they have a lot of stadiums, and obviously they'll play with nobody there. But
they make no revenue.
Right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. JG's, Jav G's, thank you for the super chat, man. Brilly says, yo. Break down a draft that involves Simmons, an offensive tackle, a center, and linebacker Bradley. How realistic is this scenario? Well, it depends on where you're getting these tackles and a center. You could get a tackle in the 3rd round. Center, if you did that, so let me take a crack at this. You take Simmons overall, number 1.
Yeah, well, you take Simmons in the 1st.
Right, you got to. Center in the 2nd round, whether it be Cushionberry or Reeves, Hennessy, somebody like that. Or I'm sorry. You take your offensive tackle in the 2nd round. And
you can do either or.
And hope Biadasz falls in the third round, which he's mocked to go in the third round at some point. But we might have to trade up at some point to get these guys. But I think you'd have to go. I don't want to take a left tackle in the third round. I'd rather take the center because I don't think they'll be as, thinned out by then. I think left tackle is going to be thinned out worse than my hair by the time we get to the end of the third round, Chris. So, I would go Simmons, left tackle, center. I don't know about the linebacker Bradley. I don't know who. I'm trying to think of who that is.
Yeah, I did a video on that today. And JG's, what's going on, man? Thanks for popping in. The Giants came out and said that they're interested in drafting Bradley. It's been talked about.
I didn't watch a video. I saw you put it up.
Yeah, I think he's more of a special teams talent from what I read. He's projected to go between the 4th and 6th round. But yeah, I agree with Baddog on that. JG's, I think you go in that scenario. I think you go Simmons in the first. I think you hope for the best possible tackle there. You're praying for Josh Jones to fall.
Or Jackson.
Maybe Mekhi Becton people sleep on. I don't think so, but you're hoping maybe for Josh Jones or Austin Jackson.
Yep.
You take a tackle there, and then you hope for a guy like Biadasz or Hennessy in the third, and you'd probably get Bradley in the 5th or 6th.
Right. So, I mean, that is how you can do it. And Anthony O'Hea, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Thank you guys so much, man. I really do appreciate it so much. Brilly says, question for both y'all. Do you think there is going to be more linebackers like Simmons in the upcoming years? Any names for top colleges? So thank you guys for the $5 booms. I'll be honest, Anthony, I really pay attention to college football and the draft during the season. I don't look at like all the underclassmen unless it's like a quarterback or a star running back. Like the two guys I know immediately off the top of my head, Trevor Lawrence, Najee Harris. Right. But I couldn't tell you the linebackers that are coming out in the draft in 2021. I usually don't look a year ahead, so I honestly do not know.
Yeah, I'm with Baddog on that. I'm not gonna be able to give you individual names, but one thing, Anthony, that I will say, I think, and I said this in my stream the other night. Now somebody wrote in my comments that they don't see 4.39 speed. And I'm not necessarily saying 4.39 speed, but I do think the league is trending that way, where you're going to have players that are Simmons size playing the linebacker position a lot more often. Guys that are 235, 240, guys that could cover. I think you're going to see more athletic players transferring to that linebacker spot because it's becoming more and more evident that offenses are running their offenses in the slot over the short intermediate passes over the middle, and you need guys like Simmons to cover. So I do think that is going to be the new direction of defenses. It's a copycat league, at the end of the day. And you have to match speed with speed. And as offenses are getting quicker, you're going to have to get quicker at those positions to combat those offensive players. So I do think players like Simmons, I'm not saying you're going to get 4.39 speed at 6'4", but I think you're going to see linebackers like Simmons that could do the things he could do in the future.
Yes, I see our girl Whitney is in the chat. What's going on, Whitney? Bobby's not here. Bobby loses his mind when Whitney's around, but Whitney's here. Good to see you, Whitney. I see a lot of Gandy Goldens going on through the chat.
Gandy Golden is like the two most popular receivers with Giants fans that I've found this offseason are Gandy Golden and Claypool.
I got another one I like late. That's John Hightower out of Boise State.
Yeah?
I like that kid a lot. Yep. If we're going linebacker, wide receiver in the 5th round, I'd sign up for Hightower. I don't think Gandy Golden's going to fall in the 5th. I think we'd have to take him at 150, but
he's in that 4 or 5
or 110. I'm sorry, not 150 is the 5th round.
Yeah, you're probably right. We probably got to take him at 110 if we're going to go.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of really talented wide receivers in this year's draft. Though you got Hodges out of Oregon State. He's in the 5th round area. There's a lot of really good wide receivers.
There is. Not a lot of good running backs though. The running back position is very, very weak this year. DeAndre Swift is probably the first one off the board. He's going to go late first. J.K. Dobbins probably second. And
you got the kid from Wisconsin too.
You have Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah,
but he's got so many miles on his legs, man. I worry about him. And they bludgeoned him to death. It's kind of like Ron Dane. They just ran him into the ground. We
saw that played out as Giants fans.
I'd worry about that more than anything. But yeah, he did kill. He's a lot faster than I thought he was. A lot faster.
Yeah, he ran the same 40 time that Barkley did.
Kaiser So say thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilly says if we get Simmons, think we are a top 15 defense. I don't know. I don't know if Simmons can flip-flop this entire defense by himself. I think he's a step in that right direction. He's definitely a step in the right direction, guys. I don't think he makes us immediately top 15 because our secondary is still kind of and we don't have a great pass rush still. But he definitely is a huge step in the right direction for top 15 defense. Because he would help us get off the damn field on third down, which is something that's killed the Giants for years.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't want to go into this. I think a lot of Giants fans are comparing him to Lawrence Taylor. I don't see him having a Lawrence Taylor-like effect. I think he's a very nice player. He's like James with the Jets, a very nice player that you can put in your defense. He's definitely going to make an impact. But like somebody said earlier, I think coaching could have a lot to do with it. If our defense takes a jump, I think it's going to have more to do with the coaching than any individual player in this year's draft, because we have a lot of young players with potential talent. Yes, if the coaching does their job, and maybe, I'm not going to say top 15, but maybe top 20, I think the coaching is going to have more of an impact on whether we take a huge jump than Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say about. I mentioned that in maybe my video today. I don't remember exactly where I mentioned it, but I said whatever Giants fans are comparing Isaiah Simmons to Lawrence Taylor, didn't see Lawrence Taylor play. If you saw LT play, you are not comparing anybody to Lawrence Taylor. It is that simple. You are not. They play a completely different position, number one. And Lawrence Taylor was insane. Insane. Yeah. There's no comparison. You can't compare anybody coming out of college LT ever. Never. You can't compare anybody to LT unless they played as good as LT for 10 years. You just can't.
LT's the Michael Jordan of football when it comes to defense.
Yes, he's ridiculous. And Jav G's, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, my good man. He says somebody just mentioned John Runyon's son. Does Strahan have a son that can own John Runyon's son?
John Runyon's son, yeah. John Runyon, I think it's John Runyon Jr. He's out of Michigan. He's gonna be. I had him going in the 7th round in my mock draft, actually. I'm interested in him as a depth player. Yeah, he's not gonna be a starter. He played tackle at Michigan, but people project him to be a guard at the NFL level. If we get him in the 7th round, I think he's gonna. I don't know if he'll ever be a starter, but he's definitely a guy that could give us some depth off the bench, and we need that. We need young offensive linemen.
Right. Thank you, fellas, for the $2 booms. Appreciate Karner Road, man. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly says, I'm not LT. I'm not LT as God, but Simmons is a 6'4 safety. Yeah, I mean, listen, he's a big boy that can run really quick, and he doesn't weigh a lot, but neither did Jack Lambert, and Jack Lambert killed everybody. So I'm not saying Simmons is going to be Jack Lambert, but Jack Lambert was a thinner linebacker. That's why I never worry about size. You're either a football player or you're not at the end of the day. You can play, you can play.
Well, Brian Urlacher, we say it all the time, was a safety at one point in college. And there's tons of players like that I'm not worried about his size either. I think he's going to be a good linebacker at the pro level. And like I said, I think the NFL's trending that way for more speed at the linebacker position than power. So I think he's kind of the future of the position.
Yeah, speed everywhere, man. Kaiser so say thank you for the $2 boom, and Alphabet, thank you for the super really
Alphabet, yeah.
TH10 THTS. I have no idea. Does that stand for something? That's an interesting name, man. He says LT made pro football like WWE, the way he manhandled everyone on the field. He could ragdoll offensive line without a hit. He was insane. I mean, there's no comparison, man. That's the greatest defensive player I've ever seen in my life. He was ridiculous, and nobody's close.
Yeah. I mean, offenses had to make up positions because of LT. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. Like Lloyd just said, Johnny T, yes, Derek Thomas was a good player, not LT. Exactly. And Alphabet, thank you for the final boom! By the way, guys, again, thank you so much for joining. Really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so, please go into the description. Sub up this man with a lovely moss. Sub him up, ring the bell. That's the Entertainer Talking Sports. I'm the Bad Diggity Dizzle. We welcome you to Talking Giants. If you're new, hey, sub up this channel as well. We work together every week. We do this. We alternate channels. We'll be streaming the draft together. We stream every Giants game together. Hope you guys are enjoying the show if you are new. And thank you for being here. Spike that like. And draft just a little less than 2 weeks away. So we're
2 weeks away, and day one's going to be here. Day two will be over my channel. So It'll be a lot of fun. You guys come over, check it out, and we'll be hanging out for a long time those days.
Yes, we will. And maybe day 3, depending on how it goes.
And maybe day 3, depending on how it goes, if we haven't ripped our hair out yet.
Well, I don't have much to rip out, Chris, so I'm good there. I got married 13 years ago, and that pretty much took care of that. All right. Anthony Rizzo, thank you for the super chat. And great player for the Cubs, by the way. Brilly says we need to draft Becton to block Young. I'm a Mekhi Becton fan. Okay.
Yeah. I think a lot of Giants fans seem to be enamored with Mekhi Becton because of his size and his speed for a man of his size. But I'm with you. I'm with most Giants. I think most Giant fans at this point are kind of off the Becton train at 4. To me, he's too much of a project.
Yes, he is. And his size worries me, that he could blow up and forget it. At that point, it's over. I don't know. I prefer those other 3 tackles more. I just think, like you said, they're more technically sound than Mekhi Becton, who's a little bit raw. And I don't want, like you said, I don't think we can afford a project at left tackle because we've been bad for so long. I think you need a solid guy. And to me, that's Wills or Thomas are the guys that I really love over there. But thank you for the $2 boom and LA Lou, man. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. Brilly. That's what I was going to say to you, Chris. LA Lou, that was what I was going to say, Chris. So let me get to this. He says, with the trade of Cooks, my Rams are now in the wide receiver mix. I'm hearing Gandy Golden, Pittman, Aaron Parker of Rhode Island, Desmond Patman of Washington, and Pittman. Yes. Michael Pittman's great. LA Lou, man, thank you for the $5. Chris, that's what I was going to say before I get to Prison Mike. Thank you for the super chat. The Texans make no sense to me.
I tweeted like a maniac last night when they made that trade, but go ahead.
Okay, so I didn't see the tweet because I'm not always on the Twitter.
No. I'm saying I was probably just as appalled by the trade.
So you get rid of DeAndre Hopkins for a second-round pick. You could have got a receiver in the second round as good or better than Brandon Cooks. Not paid him anything, right?
That's exactly what I said. You basically give up exactly what you got. Then you bring in a receiver who's making the same amount of money, 5 years, $80 million, coming off the worst year of his career.
With concussion problems.
And you did it in a year in which you had 2 second-round picks in the deepest wide receiver draft in a decade. You could have drafted a wide receiver that would have been just as good or better and paid him pennies on the dollar. It made no sense. It was one of the worst trades I've ever seen.
How does Bill O'Brien have a job? You can pull any freaking mook off of YouTube and he'd do a better job than Bill O'Brien. How is that possible? What the hell are they doing over there in Texas, in Houston? I feel bad for Deshaun Watson, man. My God. What the hell are they doing? Wow.
And the craziest thing about Brandon Cooks, he has now been traded 3 times for 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick. Brandon Cooks.
That's unbelievable. That was unbelievable to me. Prison Mike, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. Brilly, he's on bail. I remember him saying that in your stream. He says, Lamar Jackson with Henry Ruggs and Brown unbeatable. Yeah, well, that would be ridiculous. Henry Ruggs will not fall to 28. But yeah, Hollywood Brown, Henry Ruggs, and Lamar Jackson, you could forget about it. You can forget about it. Kill him, man.
I'm excited to see Lamar Jackson this year because I do think defenses are going to try to adjust. I'm excited to see if he can duplicate what he did last year. It's going to be interesting.
Prison Mike, thank you for the $2. Boom! Appreciate it. David Bialaglo, man. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Really, thank you guys for all love. Really appreciate it. We're actually having a hard time keeping up with these babies. He says, saw Saints article proposing a trade for Evan Ingram as they feel he would be great in their offense, proposing a 3rd rounder for him. Do we take it? I'm in.
Saw Saints article proposing a trade for Evan Ingram as they feel he would be a great... Are you kidding me? I got to look that up, Dave Biago. But if that's true, and who knows, how accurate. But yeah, a 3rd-round pick for Evan Ingram.
Man.
As much as I think Evan Ingram's actually going to thrive in this offense if he can stay healthy, Evan Ingram's replaceable at the end of the day, in my opinion. I know you need weapons for your quarterback, but to me, he's a ticking time bomb when it comes to injuries. I would make the trade if I get a 3rd-round pick for him.
David, thank you for the $5. Boom! LA Lou, thank you for the super chat, brother. Billy says that trade makes the Rams look like swindlers. Hey, because of this, I was talking about this last night. Giants fans are like, Gettleman needs to call him up and see if we can get maybe a 1st rounder for Evan Ingram. You think we can get a 1st rounder for Evan Ingram?
A 1st rounder for Evan Ingram?
From the Texans. No, from the Texans. From the Texans.
Oh, from the Texans.
Yeah.
Give us four first rounders.
I think they could. I think maybe we package up Solder and Evan Ingram. We get a couple 1st rounders from Bill O'Brien. Let me see if I got Bill O'Brien over here. Damn, I don't have his number. But LA Lou, man, thank you for the $2. Appreciate that, my man. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, that's great.
But yeah, no, the way I look at Evan Ingram is a lot of people say you got to get at least a 1st or an early 2nd. There's no way you're getting an early 2nd. The guy was a late 1st 3 years ago. He's had 3 years worth of injuries. He's approaching the tail end of his rookie deal. You got to factor all these things in. You'll be lucky to get a early 3rd round pick.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's like a late 3rd round. I'd take it because if we let him walk, we're probably going to get a compensatory pick. So whatever the Saints are picking, 78 or whatever they're picking there, In the third, well, no, probably later than that, right? No. Where would they be picking?
I think they're at 24 in the first, so that would be so probably in the
middle 70s,
late 70s, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the other thing I was thinking about when I was talking about trades, Ingram, a couple of months ago, this is the draft where a team that needs a tight end might need to make that trade because this is a very thin tight end draft.
It is.
Yeah. Like Cole Kmet, I think, is the highest ranked one out of Notre Dame, and he's like ranked 70th as an overall prospect.
Yeah, it is a bad it's a bad tight end class. No doubt about that. I'll tell you, kid. Again, I did one of the mock drafts I did. I had the Giants taking him in the middle of the 7th round. He was actually supposed to have a big year for Oregon, but he just failed. It was Jacob Breeland. I mean, Breeland with Herbert coming back. I thought Breeland would have a much better season. And again, I don't watch a ton of Pac-12 football. I did watch Oregon because I liked Herbert. And I was talking about this last night with people in the stream. The first show you and I ever did, I said to guys, I said, go back. If you guys want to watch them, I said, go back and you'll hear 2 quarterbacks I mentioned for the Giants. I said, I want them to go get out and get Teddy Bridgewater, or I'd like them to draft Justin Herbert. And it's ironic that Herbert and Daniel Jones are very similar quarterbacks. Now, I didn't know anything about Daniel Jones, but I knew about Justin Herbert. It's just Herbert has a strong arm. I think we both agree that they're very similar.
I think they are physically. Yeah, I like you said, I think Herbert has a little bit stronger of an arm, but outside of that, I think they're very similar, actually, yes.
Yes. Jav G's, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it, man. Brilly says, I'm in Houston. They're not happy here. No, I bet they're not. I bet they're not, man.
It's got. Thank God you're a Giants fan living in Houston because it's got to be tough being a Texans fan with what they've done with that football. That's a team that they could have won the Super Bowls with that team with the talent they had.
I picked them to
How do you blow that opportunity?
I picked them to go to the Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Yeah, I mean, you got arguably the best edge rusher at one point with Watt. You've got Clowney. You've got the best wide receiver with Hopkins. You've got
Fuller,
Watson, who's a top 5.
And you got Will Fuller.
You got, but you have a guy who can't coach.
And who was the other one? Kiki Cutie was really good. They had 3 good receivers. They had a good running back. They had a great quarterback. They had 2 of the best edge rushers in the league.
The Honey Badger. And they had what's his name was a good middle linebacker there too. McKinney, I think. They had a lot of talent.
And then was their cornerback Jonathan Joseph was really good too. I don't know how the hell that team didn't. I picked them to go to the Super Bowl against the Saints a couple of years ago. That's how high I was on them.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, let me coach at Texas. Just one game. I can't be worse than Bill O'Brien.
That team's done now. They screwed that team up.
Yeah, I can't. They did. But we'll start taking some questions from the chat, guys. I mean, we've been going for almost an hour, so.
Yeah, I see Mark wrote opinion on Zimenez. Yeah, I mean, my opinion on Zimenez, I mean, I think I've said it time and time again, he's actually my pick right now, and this is before the draft, but I think even after the draft, he's going to be my pick. I think he's going to lead the team in sacks right now. That's my pick. I think he's going to break out. I think he fits what the Giants are looking to do. I think he's versatile. He played the 4-3 in college. Obviously, he's played the 3-4 OLB with the Giants. I think he fits this system, and I think Zimenez is going to be very good this year. I'm looking for him to have at least 8.5 sacks.
I hope you're right. Jav G's, man, thank you for the super chat again. My man, Billy says, O'Brien gets out coached regularly, and I'm going to tell you how we know that. 2 years ago, the Giants went into Houston and kicked their ass. And if Pat Shurmur's out coaching you, you got a problem. Thank you for the $2. Boom! They did. They killed Houston in 2018.
Yeah, it was week 3 or 4, I think it was. It was early in the season, yeah.
It was our first win.
Yeah.
It was our only win in the first half of the year. So that tells you what you need to know about Bill O'Brien right there.
O'Brien, I remember streaming the game, the Texans playoff game against the Bills. They won it. Yeah. But I can't remember what he did. He did something so boneheaded, I was flipping out. I think he went for it on 4th down, and they had a lead. It didn't make sense, whatever it was. But, yeah, Bill O'Brien, whenever I watch the Texans game, makes me scratch my head. I'm like, how is this guy an NFL head coach?
Was it an onside kick? Didn't they do an onside kick at some weird-ass time in one of those games?
They did a couple of things that were didn't make any sense. And it was specifically in that Bills game. And then, obviously, they blew the 24-point lead to the Chiefs the following week.
I see Taylor S is in here. I didn't see her comment. I just see her knock off a spammer. So Taylor, how you doing? Thank you for being here, my lady. Appreciate it as always. Taylor S in the house. She just had a birthday too. So
yes. Yeah, a couple days ago.
Yep, never forget that. It's the same as my son. So we never forget her. Go ahead.
Assuming we have an average draft, do both you think the Giants have a chance? The Giants are contenders for the division. No, if I'm being honest, Wuggle. I hate to say that, and anything could happen on any given Sunday in any given year. But if I'm being realistic, not a very good chance to win the division.
I'm going to be honest. I was thinking that myself, and then the more I thought about it, I don't think any team in this division got better. And I said last night, the Giants go 4-2 in this division. They got a good chance to win it. All these teams have a very tough. They have the same schedule we do. Eagles and Cowboys are playing first place and second place schedules. They're gonna have the AFC North and the NFC West just like we do. But they get what? They get the Packers, one of them, and the Vikings, and they get the Saints, and
we get the Bucks though. Not much easier.
Right? No, that's true. But
yeah,
if we go 4-2,
I mean. I just think the only way the Giants are getting in, they got to win the division because they're not winning. They have a really tough schedule. They're gonna have to win the division to make the playoffs, and maybe you get lucky. Maybe I never root for injuries, but who knows with Carson Wentz? Yeah. Cowboys lost a lot of pieces. I guess you never know. But let's put it this way: I'm not picking them to win the division.
Yeah, Hot Nichols, man. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. What do we do with Shep? How much does Slayton do? Shep needs to be a slot guy. He has to. He's got to go in the slot. It's where he's best suited. I want to see him play more slot receiver, and I don't know if that protects him or not going across the middle, but
I would say it probably doesn't.
Right, he's just such a better slot receiver. Than that. I think Slayton has another good year, honestly.
I think Slayton fits this offense perfectly. Depending on what they do at the wide receiver position and how much he's involved in the offense, and whoever they draft. I think Slayton's in store for a 1,000-yard season. I think he's going to be the leading receiver this year. I really do. I think he's going to have probably 60 catches over 1,000 yards. As far as Shepard goes, I agree with you, Baddog. The problem is we've got two wide receivers. Tate and Shepard are incredibly similar. They're both guys that are 5'10". They're guys that live over the middle. It never made a lot of sense to bring in Tate in free agency because Shepard's incredibly similar. Now we've said it time and time again. Shepard is definitely more capable of moving to the outside, being a versatile wide receiver, but it kind of takes away from his value having Golden Tate. Now, I recognize why they brought in Tate because we didn't know what we were going to have with Darius Slayton. Yeah. But I think if Gettleman could go back in time, he wouldn't have made that signing.
Yeah. Again, that was weird. You trade Beckham and you sign Golden Tate for 4 years, although he'll probably be gone after next year, I would imagine. We'll cut him after next season, not have any cap problems at all. Like, not a lot of dead cap. Rock Lee, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly says, who's the offensive rookie of the year? And defense excluding Chase. Offensive rookie of the year, I am going to go with Justin Herbert. And
you're going quarterback.
Yeah. And defensive rookie of the year, Isaiah Simmons, baby. Come on, man. No matter where he goes, he's going to be amazing.
I'm going to go. I'm picking Chase Young, but if I cannot.
Well, he said excluding Chase, yes.
Yeah. If I cannot pick Chase Young, I'm trying to think of anybody other than Isaiah Simmons because that's the obvious answer. He's the second, the most touted defensive player in this draft. I think it's tough for corners to win Rookie of the Year, so I wouldn't go Okudah. Yeah, I agree with you. If it's not Chase Young, I would go with Isaiah Simmons. And on offense, I'm gonna go wide receiver. I'm gonna go with either CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy, depending on which teams they end up with. One of those guys, I'll go with offensive rookie of the year.
I thought about going there, but I have a feeling if Herbert ends up on Miami, they're going to be pretty good. They're going to be pretty good, man. Thank you guys for the $2 booms and Jab G's, man. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. I appreciate it so much, man. Brilly, my good man. He says, I remember going to the game here when the Giants came to Houston. Hakeem Nicks abused Kareem Jackson and any other quarterback they put him on. I was in the stands laughing. Oh, that had to be awesome. There's nothing like going to a visiting ballpark or, going to the ballpark, the stadium as a visitor and watching your team dominate. It's got to be a great feeling.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
It's got to be awesome. I mean, I was 10. The only time I went to a visiting stadium was RFK back in 86. And I saw a great game. And Lawrence Taylor dominated 3 sacks. Jay Schrader threw 6 picks. We won 24-14. Pretty much clinched up the division. They didn't have good seats. But that old RFK Stadium was a dump, and I loved it. Just like the old Meadowlands was such a dump, and I loved it. There's just something redeeming about just old, crappy ballparks. It's great.
I'm the same way with you. I remember the old Meadowlands. I didn't go to RFK. I've been to the new FedEx Field. But the Shea Stadium, the old Shea, and the old Meadowlands, I like over the new stadium. Citi Field is beautiful. It's nice, but I have all my, my memories from my childhood, and I'm with you. I miss the old stadium. I don't really like the new MetLife. It's nice or whatever. I don't know. I don't like the. It looks like a spaceship.
Yeah, I don't know. Waffles, something. It looks strange. Jeff, thank you for the $10 boom! And Blue Jackets Talk, man, thanks so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. Brilly. This is what up, guys. This draft needs to come faster. It's gonna get here, guys. It's like Christmas for sports fans, right? We haven't had anything live except for like all the free agent signings, and now we're gonna have something live, even if there isn't people there. It's going to be something that actually matters, and it's going to be awesome, man. I can't wait.
The first sport. I mean, I don't watch UFC. I know they canceled the new one. I think they had a pay-per-view since it came out, but it's really the first live sporting event since this whole thing took place. And it's, obviously it's not now. They're going to be. I don't know how they're going to do it. That's what I'm interested to see that. Like, how do you think this is going to be presented with the streaming? Like everybody's going to be on computers. Like, how is that going to work?
The way we're doing it.
You think so, right?
I think it's got to be video conversations, Skype, something. Yeah, I think it's got to be. I think it's got to be.
That's the most interesting part of the draft to me.
Yeah.
You go from the Venetian at Las Vegas with all the boats and the waterfalls, and now you're gonna have people sitting on in their basement doing the draft. maybe
we can get them on stream, Craig. Maybe we can somehow. Do we have any tech guys in here that can like infiltrate like this thing, and Chris and I can show up and interview like whoever the Giants take? Do good, buddy. Do good. All right, Jedrick, welcome aboard, man. Protect Daniel Jones with your life. All right, Isaiah, way to go, man. Get in there and kill those tight ends over the middle of it. I want you to take Zach Ertz's head off if he comes across the middle. Can we do that?
There you go. Now you get the emotional bit.
There we go. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's coming. Trust me. Yeah. Joseph Chewy, thank you for the $2 super chat, my man. Brilly. Here, guys. Here's a couple of Washingtons, man. Thank you for the $2 boom. Appreciate it so much, guys. And thank you all for being here. We got over 300 people in here, so thank you so much for joining again. If you are new to this channel, please spike that like. It helps out the stream. Please subscribe, ring the bell. More importantly, make sure you go into the description. Sub up this man, the entertainer Talkin Sports. The link to his channel is in there. Click it, sub him up, ring the bell. We alternate channels. We do this every week. We'll be streaming the draft probably all 3 days together. We'll be streaming every football game. We do that every year as well. And like I said, we work together a lot. So thank you all for joining. And again, sub up both channels. And we really appreciate all the support. Thank you guys so much. It does mean the world to us.
Samuel says, "Sorry, I'm late." No, that's what you should be embarrassed. No, I'm kidding. Thank you for popping.
He showed up last night, as Samuel.
Thank you for popping.
Yeah. Blue Guys Talk, man. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Billy says, as a Browns fan, please pass on Thomas. I think that Thomas is going to Cleveland. That's where I think he ends up 10th. I think he ends up going there. Honestly.
It makes a lot of sense, and I hate to say this, Baddog, because I am not the biggest Cleveland fan with Beckham and Mayfield and what they've said about Giants fans. I hate to say this. I think Cleveland's going to be really good next year. I said they were going to underperform last year, but I like what they did this year. They brought in Conklin. I do think they're going to shore up the offensive line by taking a tackle there. They've got all the weapons. They bring in Hooper. They got no excuses this year. If Cleveland doesn't make the playoffs this year, and you get an extra playoff team, and they got to get to the second round this year, or it is a mega disappointment this year for the Browns.
Not to mention, I think Baker Mayfield has admitted that he kind of needs to play better, and he was humbled. He actually was humbled by his performance last year. So there's no question Baker Mayfield's got the talent. It's in here that you got to worry about. If you get Baker, that's the guy at Oklahoma. You're not playing in the Big 12 anymore, buddy. You can dominate Baylor. You can dominate Texas Tech. You can kick the hell out of Kansas State and Oklahoma State. You can kill all those teams. You can beat TCU and Iowa State, but when you're playing against the Baltimore Ravens, different story. So you got to be humbled here. The NFL will humble you fast, no matter how good you were in college. Your mind gets too big.
That was the ultimate sophomore slump last year. I mean, you put the pressure on him, Bad, though. You picked him to win MVP.
I did pick him to win MVP. I
blame you for Baker Mayfield's sophomore slump.
You should. And I projected Saquon Barkley to win the rushing title too, and you can blame me for that too. That's why I don't play fantasy football.
Real quick, let's have some fun with that. Give me your off the wall, your sleeper MVP candidate this year.
Kyler Murray.
Really? You think? Yeah, I could see that. It's not a bad pick. DeAndre Hopkins, second year in that offense. That's not a horrible pick. I feel like a lot of people are on the Kyler Murray train. It seems like you go for the second-year quarterbacks.
I go for the Sooners, Grace. Arizona's my sleeper to They're not going to win the division, but I think they'll make the playoffs. That's my NFC sleeper. The Cardinals. I think that they can make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I could see that. Kyler Murray's not a bad pick. Not a bad pick. I'm going to be a homer here. And this is all based on if the Giants have a magical season. But I'm going to say my sleeper, if the Giants somehow win the division at 8-8, is Saquon Barkley. I think Saquon Barkley is going to have a mega year.
Hope so.
I'm not picking him to win it, but I'm giving you my sleeper, the guy that's maybe not on most people's radar to win it. I'll go Saquon Barkley.
I love it. I hope you're right. Please. Like I know Fisk is saying that Daniel Jones is going to MVP. Please.
Yeah, I'm not saying Daniel Jones.
No, I'm just saying any Giant wins MVP, we had a good year.
Yeah, if a Giant is to win MVP, it would be Barkley.
Yeah. David Bialago, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. Brilly, my good man. He says, Baddog, what would you rather, another Eagles Super Bowl championship or dinner with Andy Reid, your treat? Painful either way. Oh, listen, I will pay for Andy Reid's dinner. I will take Andy Reid to dinner for a week straight as opposed to watching the Eagles win another damn Super Bowl. I don't care what.
You'll go bankrupt.
Yeah, the hell with the Eagles. The hell with that. I'd have to stream. I'd have to do 24-hour streams left and right.
What do you think Reed would order if you went to an all-you-can-eat buffet? How many plates do you think he has?
Well, it wouldn't matter because that's one price. But he can, and he didn't say where I'd have to take him to dinner. So I could do it, Yeah, I'd take him to buffets. Well, they don't have the Ponderosas here anymore. The Ponderosa was...
The Ponderosa Steakhouse.
Yeah, that was a good one back in the day. You got we used to have the Old Country Buffet here. We don't have that anymore. I think it's like a Chinese buffet. They're like $9.
It's like Disney World for him.
Yeah, it is. David, thank you for the $5. Boom! I appreciate it so much, man. Man, Andy Reid can put it away. I mean, I'm sure he can.
Sabrina says it would be nice to have a Giant in the Pro Bowl. Yeah, we didn't have one last year. I think we had like 4 the year before, which was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Olivier Vernon made it.
Yeah. Landon Collins made it. Landon Collins.
Yeah.
Landon Collins.
But it would be nice to have a legitimate Giants Pro Bowl. We have not had a legitimate Giant, other than Saquon Barkley in his rookie year. I think he must have made it. So, but it would be nice to have a couple legitimate Giant Pro Bowlers. Thoughts on Ignas Brazdeikis? That is an off-the-wall New York Knicks question. He didn't play much out of Michigan. I was looking forward to him, but Iggy didn't really get to play with the Knicks this year. So hopefully he gets an opportunity next year.
And hopefully we draft LaMelo Ball and get Brandon Ingram over here. Maybe we'll start doing something. And let's play ISO Zoe a little bit more, please. Hell, this guy never gets any minutes. What the hell? He's like my favorite player on the damn Knicks. He don't ever play. He's like the best player we have, and they don't play him at all. Come on, man. Jesus, you wonder why I became Laker dog this year. Stupid Knicks. That's really why I don't have any damn hair, Chris. I've been pulling out for 20 years watching that disgraceful organization.
Yeah, Giants fans think they got a tough try being a Knicks fan.
Jesus. It's awful, man. Thank God I'm not a Jets fan. Jets, Mets, Knicks, I feel bad for you guys.
Yeah, I'm a Mets fan. That's not good.
I tell you all the time, I will close my eyes, and you can put them straight on. Oh, Chris, I knew you were always a Yankee fan.
I was so excited for baseball this year, and obviously this thing, but then, of course, Noah Syndergaard, that's all. You find out before the season even starts, before he throws a pitch, he's out for the year.
Yeah, Luis Severino for us. What the hell with it? He's gone for the year, too.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge, he coughed and he collapsed a lung. He broke a rib and collapsed a lung or some crazy crap. Giancarlo Stanton's made of glass. I've never seen a 6'5", 235-pound dude chiseled out of stone be so fragile. My 3-year-old is tougher than Giancarlo Stanton.
I never got that was a 10-year deal, right? When they signed Stanton.
I think it's 13 years. And
I know it was a ridiculous deal, and I never got that deal. I know that the Marlins needed a face of the franchise or whatever, and we know what the Marlins do. They did the same thing with Jose Reyes. They front-load the deal and then they trade him if it doesn't work out. But I never understood the contract because, like you said, you look at Stanton's career, he had 1 year where he stayed healthy, and it was that year that he signed the contract. Yeah. And the guy's never stayed healthy, but we're talking baseball. We got to get away from that.
Yeah. Hate Stanton. I hate him. He's like Landon Collins on the Yankees. I can't stand him. Barkley situation, no O-line frustration. Well, he's played 2 years, so, It's not like their offensive line was great in 2018.
He was just ridiculous. He was on another level.
He got hurt last year, guys. He got hurt, and then he wasn't healthy for like the first 3 games he came back. And against Washington, we still had that horrible offensive line. He killed him. So.
Yeah. No, I don't think he's a waste, but I agree with you that he's not going to reach his full potential, and this offense is not going to reach its full potential until we get the offensive line, and that's why I keep talking about the offensive line, guys. I hate to sound like a broken record.
Well, listen, like I said, I'm all for that. It's how the Cowboys built their successful organization right now, that offensive line. The Tyron Smiths, the Zach Martins, the Fredericks. You know, the fans are so mad. I mean, you go look at Dallas Cowboys compilations of reactions when they drafted Zach Martin, and it's like us with Daniel Jones. And he ended up being really good, but I bet you none of them came out and said, boy, I was wrong about that. It's one thing I'll say about Chris and I. We will own that till the day we die, till the day he retires. Yeah. And I always say this. When the Giants win the Super Bowl, and they're going to with Daniel Jones, he will win one of these. It's going to happen, guys. Yes, it is. That America's game is going to have those reactions on there. Of course, mine you won't hear because it'll be all beeped out, but hell.
So am I.
Well, you'll see our faces and be, oh, I know those guys.
But it's funny because I honestly didn't know. I wasn't on YouTube at the time. I didn't know that Cowboys fans didn't like the Zach Martin pick. This is the God's honest truth. I was not near YouTube at that point.
Yeah.
I wanted Zach Martin. I wanted Zach Martin over Odell Beckham. I was upset when the Giants didn't draft Zach Martin. But I've always been a big offensive line guy. I wanted Zach Martin on draft night.
I forgot who I wanted in that draft, to be honest with you. I honestly could not tell you. I know that the year we took Justin Pugh, I wanted Tyler Eifert because I felt like we needed a tight end. That I can remember. The year we drafted Eli Apple, I wanted two teams traded up in front of us and got Conklin and Floyd. That's what I was so pissed off about that for. But
I wanted Conklin in that draft. That's what I definitely wanted in that draft. I'm definitely about the hog molly jury. And let me ask Giants fans this. Let me ask Giants fans this in the chat. I'm curious to get your take. And this is where style and this is debate. I get a lot of people want Isaiah Simmons. What would you have rather had if you could go back in time today? And let's just say Odell was still on the team. Would you have rather drafted Zach Martin or Odell Beckham? Who do you think would have had more of an influence on winning football games over a decade? Who would you rather have? I'm curious to get their take on this, Baddog.
Well, honestly, looking at that team in 2013, they should have won Zach Martin. You're not a wide receiver away from winning. You were a bad team in 2013. You started off 0-6. You did win some games against bad teams that finished 7-9. But you have to start building the line. Eli had a terrible, terrible season in 2013 because that line was god-awful.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Yes, Aaron Donald would have been nice in 2014. No doubt about that. But between Beckham and Martin was more important than Beckham.
It seems like it's kind of split. I would say it's probably 60-40 Odell, but we both know there's a lot of Giants fans that love Odell, and they're going to say Odell no matter what. I think it's Zach Martin. I think he would have been the guy. I'm always for the offensive lineman over a wide receiver. That's just me. If he's going to be an all-pro offensive lineman like Zach Martin has been. Yeah, you don't know that when you draft him. You don't know if they're going to be that plug-and-play guy for the next 10, 15 years where he's going to be an elite offensive lineman.
Right. I saw somebody ask, who's the worst first-round pick for the Giants over the last 10 years? Me, it's Eric Flowers. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, that was horrible. I mean, Apple's up there, too. They're both pretty bad.
But Apple was, boy, Eric Flowers sucked. Don't know what to say about Eric Flowers. He was awful.
Yeah, horrible pick.
Yeah.
Odell, if his mentality was... that's a fair point, but it wasn't. So, Eric Flowers was a horrible pick.
Yes, he was.
What's going on, Handsome Flea? One of my OGs, man. Thanks for popping in the stream, man.
Yeah. Whatever happened to running back, David Wilson hurt his neck and could never play. He had to retire. He had a neck injury, and it cost him his career. So that's what happened to him. I think that was 2014 that happened. Supposedly he was competing for the triple jump in the Olympics. I don't know how that ever went for him, but I heard that.
That was the year after he won the Super Bowl because he was the last pick of the first round, right?
Yeah, they wanted Doug Martin, and Tampa took him, and then he ended up taking David Wilson.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this about David Wilson. I tell a story all the time. When I went to training camp in 2012, that kid moved at a different speed than everybody else. I thought he was going to be an absolute superstar. He just moved. He looked so good in training camp. He just was a different athlete. It was unfortunate.
It's just bad luck, man.
It is.
Al
Bats. My hitman is in the house, man. Al Bats just got done painting a couple houses, and now he's here. Thank you for the super chat, my man, Brilly. How are you two tonight? It's Friday, baby, and I had a beer, so now I'm good. I don't get to drink a lot of beer.
Al's the man. Thanks for popping in, Al. Yeah, I saw your email today, by the way, Al. Yeah, I don't check my emails often, so if I don't get back to you for a day, that's why. But thanks for popping in, Al. Great Giants fan, and he lives in Texas, so that's gotta be tough. That's right.
It's gotta be tough. Thank you so much. On a $10 boom. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Tougher, and I know the answer to this, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. Tougher being a Giants fan in Dallas or in Philadelphia?
Oh, I gotta go Philly.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I gotta go Philly. I mean, yeah, I gotta go. I think here's why. Well, I think first off, I think there's more. I'm not trying to bash Cowboys fans if they're in here. I think the Eagles fan base is much more passionate. Yep. And they're kind of like us. We say that all the time. Only we don't eat horse shit when we win Super Bowls. But they are very passionate like New York fans, and I think they would rub it in your face a little bit more than Cowboys fans would.
Yeah, I agree. We Eagles fans and Giants fans are very similar. And Cowboys fans reside kind of all over the country. You know, there's a few Eagles fans here, a few Eagles fans there, a few Giants fans here, but we pretty much reside in our city. Dallas, they're everywhere. They are everywhere. Simmons ran a faster 40 than C-Mac and Barkley. Yeah, listen, there's no denying Isaiah Simmons' athletic prowess. There's not. I mean, he's a freak. You know,
I mean, the guy could be in the Olympics. I mean, the guy's 240 pounds running a 4.39 40. In terms of an athlete, he's the best athlete in this draft. Nobody's going to debate that.
Yeah, he's unbelievable, man. Passionate Eagles crazy. This is true, Thomas. I'm crazy. We all know that. You know me. I'm a certifiable when it comes to the Giants. When it comes to my teams, I'm certifiable. I lose my mind, man.
Let's see what we got here. There's no more Giants fans across the country than Cowboys, without a doubt.
You think so?
I think there's more. I think there's more Cowboys fans across the country. Yeah, I would say. I think the Steelers might be. The Steelers travel well. Anytime I'm on vacation, if I'm at a sports bar watching football, there's Steeler fans there.
Packers are another one that travel well.
Packers are a big one.
Yeah.
I think those are the more, nationwide fan bases. I would say those teams.
Is Simmons a new LT? No, Mitch. There is no LT. There is no other LT. There's one LT, and that was Lawrence Taylor.
They're not even comparable. They're not even comparable.
They're not comparable at all. No. Royal Prophet said, dude, something leaked. The Giants are taking Tua at 4. Oh, I'm sure.
They better not.
The only thing I'd be leaking there is his ass, if that's the case. Okay? We ain't taking Tua. Hell no.
Moose, we appreciate that. Moose is one of my best subscribers and one of yours. He just kept saying you're all the best. We appreciate that, Moose. Thank you for everything you do for our channels.
Josh says our statement is Packers fans last show. I have no doubt. No doubt. They're Packers Eagle fans too, the last game of the season.
Packers fans travel well. They're definitely one of the better fan bases.
Vegas odds are in your favor. Becton plus 280, Simmons plus 400.
Well, that's the Vegas odds? Becton's plus 280, Simmons plus. Wow, so Becton right now is the favorite bets? Wow.
Hope not. Jesus, I hope not. Well, Gettleman's trying to make some money on it, so he wants to get Simmons. You got to take Simmons to get his money.
I would be shocked if Beckham was the pick. I know we don't want him to be the pick. I wouldn't be shocked because, like Jeremiah said when he first made that mock draft a while ago, historically, if we are going tackle, he likes big hog mollies. Dave Gettleman. So I wouldn't be shocked. It's not who I want, but I wouldn't be shocked.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Although I'll say this, Barkley and Jones have panned out, so we'll see, man. Devin, thank you. Devin Shipwreck says, I love both your channels. Thank you. Appreciate that. There's only one Isaiah Simmons lucky. I completely agree with you, sir. No, Vegas odds are Simmons at 140, says Giants Nation Highlights.
I'm going to look it up right now. Let me take a look.
NYG Fan 8, thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilly, my good man. He says, Wills or Wirfs? Wills for me. I think Wills is the best tackle in this draft.
I'm going Wills too. I really like Wirfs. I think he's the most athletic. But yeah, I think Wills is the most pro-ready. Wills or Thomas are the most pro-ready.
Yep, I agree. Thank you for the $2. Boom! Albat says Wirfs plus 400, Wills plus 400, Thomas plus 500, Young and Okudah are plus 1,600.
Yeah, I got it here. This is 3 weeks ago, so that's not updated. All right, so is that what it is? Okay. Wirfs, 400. Wills, 400. Thomas, 500. Young and Okudah. I mean, Young and Okudah, that makes sense. They're not going to be here. Those are the guys there. So Wirfs, Wills, if he's right, Wirfs, Wills are the same odds as Simmons. Thomas is close, and the favorite right now is Beckham.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Sounds about right.
That's crazy. You guys not worried about Simmons will only be an okay player, not a great one. You worry about that with everybody, Alfonso. You to pick a top five, they better be great.
There's never a guarantee with whoever you draft. You know, I don't care how much of a sure thing you think they are. So you can't go into it like that. You just got to hope that Gettleman and Judge pick the right player.
Yeah, you got to hope that they perform up to their status. Top five status. Yeah, Simmons could easily come in there and not be, a next like a game changer. And our left tackle could come in and be a turnstile like Eric Flowers. I mean, you don't know. You don't know what they're going to do in the NFL. You can project as much as you want, but until they see the actual speed of the NFL, it's way different. Defenses, offenses, all that stuff is much more complex than it is in college. So, it's tough.
Are you worried? Let's say we draft Simmons.
Nope, I'm not worried then.
Do you think it would take a little while? Because I would imagine in this defense specifically, all the different things that he's capable of doing, do you think it's going to take him a little while to get acclimated in the NFL to do all of that? Because you're asking him to do a lot. You're asking him to play potentially 3 or 4 different positions throughout a game. Obviously, the linebacker would be his primary position. But are you a little worried with that, him learning the game quick? Because he's going to have a lot of pressure if he's the 4th overall pick. Yes, people are going to expect him to make an immediate impact on the defense. Are you a little worried with that?
I agree. I don't worry about it so much because I like the way what Joe Judge says, don't tell me what they can't do, tell me what they can do. I think immediately with Isaiah Simmons, instead of moving him all over the field, I think they would look at what his best strength is, whether that's pass coverage, whether that's rushing the passer, whatever it is. I think that they would focus on that initially and then work on the other stuff later. But I think you got to get his his best trait going, and then you worry about the other stuff. So I think that his best thing is going to be coverage in the middle of the field. I think that's where they've struggled for so many years. I think that's really what you got to focus on. Listen, if Isaiah Simmons is getting 3 sacks a year, but he's taking away the tight end and we're getting off the field on 3rd down, I'm taking that. I'd much rather have that than him get 11 sacks and get killed over the middle of the field on pass coverage. So, I think that's what they would do. But, there's going to be a ton of pressure on him, and it's going to be the same with the left tackle. Because as soon as that left tackle, somebody gets past him or somebody takes a swim move or makes a quick inside move and he gets beaten, Deion Jones gets crushed, loses the ball, oh, come on, Wills, what the hell are you doing? It ain't going to matter.
Then people start saying Eric Flowers,
Yeah.
No, you're right. Of course, it's going to be a lot of pressure regardless. Yeah. I see him getting 6 to 8. I think that's fair, Giants Nation. I would expect him to be a guy that, I would say 6 to 8 sacks a year. That's what I would expect from him. Yeah. Get a couple interceptions and, like Baddog said, take away the middle of the field.
Yeah. Umcar says, all I want on April 23rd is for Baddog and Tainah to not scream and yell like last year. Well, we won't scream and yell like last year.
Who said that? All I want to
Umcar.
Oh, we're not. We are not. No. I'm telling you right now, Umcar. I'm not screaming at all.
I may scream. I may. I'm not gonna deny that. I won't scream like I did last year, but I could get Derek Brown comes out of their mouth. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yes. If Derek Brown, but I don't think Derek. But yes, I guess you can never rule anything out. The one thing I worry about, Baddog, obviously with the technology, we got Dave Gettleman, who we know needs his computer guys. He's not the most technically savvy guy.
Right.
Are you a little worried that Gettleman might press the wrong name? With the 4th overall selection, the New York Giants select Derek Tuska. Do you think he might press the wrong name or something on the button?
I hope not. Hopefully he's got somebody there to do it for him.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what you. Who do you want? Guy gets out of it. Yeah, maybe that's what we need. But that's the one thing I'm going to say about the tackle more than anything, that worries me more than anything else. Probably no OTAs, no minicamp. These guys aren't going to get acclimated to anything. And the linemen need time to get acclimated and developed in the NFL. Whereas I think Isaiah Simmons is going to come in right away. He's going to be ready to go. I don't think he needs as much work and as much polishing as a left tackle in this draft. And the other thing I wonder with the Giants is what they'll do with Solder. Solder going to move to the right, or if they take Wills, do they play Wills on the right side, and then when they cut Solder next year, move him over to the left side? Or do they go right tackle this year and left tackle next year?
Yeah, if it was me, as far as the tackle position goes, I would leave Solder on the left side, and I think I would play whoever I drafted on the right side. And it's more so for Hernandez because he's got familiarity playing with Solder. I think I would leave it as is for 1 year and then replace Solder the following year, and then make my decision: do I move Thomas or Wills over to that left side? And then, because the other thing you got to factor in, let's say you drafted Wills, and let's say you said I want to move Wills over to the left side. You're now asking two different players to play a position they haven't played. Wills is playing on the left side, and Solder's playing on the right. Solder's never been a right tackle. He's a left tackle his whole career.
Yep.
And Hernandez is used to playing next to Solder. He's not used to playing well next to Solder.
Right.
But regardless, I think with Solder still on the roster, I still think I would leave him at the left tackle for 1 more year.
Yeah, I agree. Now, I don't think Andrew Thomas played right tackle at Georgia.
He did. No, he didn't.
So he's a solid left tackle. So, again, I don't know if the Giants would want to take Andrew Thomas and move into a position he never played, which is exactly what they did with Eric Flowers, who's a right tackle in Miami, and they moved him over to left tackle, which did not help matters at all. So I don't know if you'd want to do that with Andrew Thomas either, which tells me I don't think they're going to take Andrew Thomas. Because if they do take Wirfs or Wills, they both played right tackle.
Yeah.
So that gives them the option. They are both able to play left tackle, but they're going to start at right tackle. You have Solder left tackle. And then, like I said, when you get rid of that mess and all that money, they move nicely over to the left tackle position where they'd have a full training camp and full OTAs and everything to get acclimated into that position. And that's another
draft the left tackle in the following year's draft.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing. These guys aren't going to have time to work on playing left tackle if they're right tackles. Right. So that's the other big thing there. I guess that's what I worry about more today if they try to do that. But I think Wirfs or Wills would have to play right tackle.
Yeah.
Gentlemen is watching right now.
Wills are definitely playing right tackle.
So why we should focus on center? Yeah, Jeffrey. I mean, Chris and I are both on board with taking a center in the second round.
Royal says, "Yo, I'm a huge movie guy, and I'm sure Baddog's seen that movie. That's an '80s movie. You tend to live in the '80s."
Yeah, I love it.
He says, "Yo, you guys remind me of Tango and Cash." Well, who's Kurt Russell and who's Sylvester Stallone? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Who's Kurt Russell? Who's Sylvester Stallone?
I'd have to be Stallone. You have the hair to be Kurt Russell. Yeah, you do. I don't have that no more. That's long gone.
That's right. Russell did have the long locks.
Yeah. It's gotta be there.
Y'all watch Fast? I do not. They've made like 50 of those.
Yeah, I don't watch them either.
Yeah.
With the signing of Askew Henry, how do you think he'll perform for the Giants? How big of a role will he play? I forgot about him personally. Yeah, he's there to compete, and that's it. It'd be a miracle if he makes the team, in my opinion.
Yeah. Simmons equals perennial All-Pro at less important position. O-lineman equals couple-of-time Pro Bowl at more important. I mean, I think it's impossible to know stupid videos. I mean, I'll say this. If you're taking Isaiah Simmons, I'm going to say the same thing for both. If you're taking a tackle at 4 or you're taking an Isaiah Simmons at 4, they both better be All-Pro players. Because there has not been a linebacker in the last 9 drafts that has been picked in the top 4 picks. I didn't go back further than that. He would be the first middle linebacker taken in the first 4 picks in a decade. So it does not happen often that you take a linebacker. There's been some offensive linemen, but both of them, if you go to tackle or Simmons, if they're not All-Pro players, it was not worth the pick.
I completely agree. That's who you're supposed to be in your top 5. L.A. Lou, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. Kurt Russell had the moss. Yes, he did. He still does. Yeah. My father-in-law actually looks a lot like Kurt Russell.
Really?
Yes, he does. He resembles Kurt Russell very much.
He was in the last movie I saw him in, he was in the new Guardians of the Galaxy, and I actually liked it, the second Guardians of the Galaxy. But yeah, you're right, he does still have the most. Good call there.
L.A. Lou, thank you for the $2. Lou, and my man Double G, Gordon Gecko. Great is good. What's up, fellas? If we took Thomas at 4th and then traded up into the late 20s, took Ruiz at center or Beckham at right tackle, who would you take? Well, that's a good question there.
That is, people have asked me that question.
I'd have to go center. We have no center.
Center's a bigger need at that point because you have Solder that could still play the left tackle for another year. It's definitely a bigger need. But if you're in love with Becton, it's definitely at least enticing. Let's put it that way, because then you could still get a guy like maybe Hennessy in the third, depending if you traded that pick or not.
Biotish, right?
Yeah, it's enticing. If you feel Becton is an elite tackle prospect and you could double up at the position, and then you don't got to worry about a tackle in the next year's draft, it's definitely I definitely see the thinking behind it. But obviously, center's a more pressing need at that point.
Plus, what do you do at Solder at that point?
That's the other thing. Yeah, you probably cut him.
That'd be awesome. Just to build a line. Can you imagine getting Thomas Becton and somebody in the third round like Biotish?
Yeah, no, and Finese brings up a great point. He says that it'd be too inexperienced. Then you're right. Yep. You know, I keep talking about protecting Daniel Jones. Second year new offense, you'd have 2 rookie tackles. You're right. As much as we like to bash Nate Solder, it's at least a strong possibility that he'd be better than both of those guys in their rookie year. It takes time for a tackle to hit their stride.
And again, because we have no OTAs, no minicamp, they're coming in fresh. They're not going to get those reps.
No, it's a very good point he brings up.
And thank you for the $5 boom, Gordon Gecko. Appreciate that so much, my man. Is Lorenzo Carter any good in pass coverage? Not bad. It's not a strength.
Yeah, he actually graded out pretty good in pass coverage last year, and he's definitely athletic enough to do it. I don't remember what his 40 time was. It was like he's got the long arms too. He definitely could be decent in pass coverage. I think I've said that I'd think about moving him to the middle linebacker. I wouldn't be shocked if they do that if they don't draft Isaiah Simmons.
Well, we'll see what they do. Yeah, he did play. He did play well at the end of last year. He started to come on at the end of last year. So a lot of these guys seem like they started to play better at the end of last year. I don't know what the hell happened. Well, the opponents weren't good. That was part of it. Yeah, that was part of it. Thank you so much there, Napalm Psalmist. Brilly. I appreciate the super chat. He says, an ineffective offensive tackle can ruin our top offensive players, quarterback and running back, but Simmons was touched by the hand of God, and I believe is a game changer. That's my man right there. I am 100% on board with you, sir.
And like I said, if that's the truth, it doesn't matter what he thinks, what I think, what you think. If Dave Gettleman feels that he was touched by the hand of the God, just like he thought Saquon Barkley was touched by the hand of God, he's taking him. Yeah. And we're going to find out on draft night. That's the fun part.
That is the fun part. Man, thank you so much. Really appreciate the super chat, man. A $10 boom! And LA Lou, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Billy says, I still say give the Rams a 5th for right tackle Havenstein.
Havenstein's been a pretty good tackle for them. You know, I did some research when I did the most successful offensive lines over the last 3 years. The Rams were one of the top 4 offensive lines. A lot of it was due to free agency acquisitions. He was like the only guy you guys drafted early. I think he was a second-round pick. If you want to get rid of him, by all means, give him to us.
I'd take him for a 5th. Hell yes.
Yeah, I think he's a former second-round
I'll tell you
pick.
what, we'll throw in Solder, too.
Yeah.
Thank you for the $2. Hallelujah! I appreciate it so much, guys. Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it. And it's crazy, man. It's awesome.
And Jeffrey says, D. Baker let me down. Yeah, the one thing I will say, Jeffrey, and you're right, D. Baker let all of us down in his rookie year. And I think DeAndre Baker came in cocky. I mean, I really do. I think he came in and he knew he was the shit in college. And he came in, he's like, I don't need to read the playbook. He's falling asleep in meetings. I do think Joe Judge is going to get into him, and if he doesn't, DeAndre Baker's going to be gone. Yep. Yeah, Joe Judge ain't putting up with what DeAndre Baker did last year.
No.
So I think it's put up or shut up. I mean, I think DeAndre Baker realizes that. I also think this defensive coordinator, Patrick Graham, is going to use him in a better way as to what Betcher did last year. So I expect Baker to take a big jump this year.
I was gonna say he's my comeback player for the Giants. He's a guy I think is gonna take the biggest step forward this year. I do. I think it's another guy that got humbled. I think a different coaching staff and everything else, and I think they'll play his strengths, which Betcher did not do. He had him playing zone coverage, which is not his strength. When they had him playing press and man-to-man at the end of last year, he started to pick up his game a little bit. And again, he admittedly said he didn't know the damn playbook. What the hell are the coaches doing during these meetings? You know, I mean, come on, man. It's ridiculous. This isn't Michael Strahan skipping training camp when he's been in the league 15 years. This is a damn rookie that is lost in a field and you don't know what the hell's going on. Glad they're gone.
That's why Pat Shermer's gone.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, when you hear things like that, that's why Pat Shermer's gone.
Yeah, Pat Shermer, I don't want to ever see him. I have a set of concrete boots for him over there near my bathroom. The Hudson's ready for Mr. Shermer.
Kenny Joseph says, keep Julian Love at safety. Like Baddog, and I think we said it the last Giants show we did. I like him. I'm not ready to be married to him. If we feel like there's a better guy that could play free safety in the draft, and we get him in the second round like Antoine Winfield, it's not like Julian Love isn't a guy that you can't move around. I want him to have a role in the defense. He played very well the last 4 weeks. But he doesn't necessarily have to play the free safety if we feel like Antoine Winfield is a great prospect there, or somebody else in the second round, Delpit, whoever it may be. So I think he's going to have a role, and we'll see if it's the free safety. It depends on what they do in the draft.
Yep, definitely true. And then maybe he goes slot corner. I mean, he's versatile, and he's played well. You know, 4th round pick. I mean, again, Gettleman's drafted well. So I'll tell you, even if they do go Mekhi Becton, I'm not going to rant. I'm not going to scream and yell at that. I won't be happy, but I got to trust in him because the first 2 picks he's taken have been pretty damn good. So I'm he knows something.
Yeah.
His drafts have been good. He's done a good job with the drafting. You know,
part of me thinks that Julian Love, I think why he had so much success in his rookie year as opposed to DeAndre Baker and a couple of these other guys, even though DeAndre Baker definitely got better over the course of the season, Julian Love had the opportunity that none of those guys had. Dexter Lawrence was thrown right into the fire.
Yep.
Daniel Jones thrown right into the fire. Baker, Zimenez, all these guys right into the fire. He sat, he watched for 10 weeks, 12 weeks. He learned from the veterans. He learned the playbook, and he put in the work. And I think that paid off for him. I think the fact that he didn't get thrown into the fire right away actually paid dividends for Julian Love.
I agree. I think that helped out for sure. AB said, would you rather have Leonard Williams or that 3rd round pick? I'd rather have the 3rd round pick. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, because we could have just signed Leonard Williams. That was the problem all along. The player wasn't the problem.
Yep.
It was the fact that you didn't have to trade for him. We could have just signed him. The Jets weren't going to keep him.
And now we're paying him $17 million, which you wouldn't have to pay if we signed him, because he's probably worth $14 million a year. So that costs us $3 million on top of the 3rd round pick.
Yeah. So it never made sense.
Yeah.
Don't give up on Corey Ballentine. I'm not giving up on Corey Ballentine. I just Corey Ballentine was a 6th round pick for a reason. He went to a
Ballentine, yeah, wherever he went.
Yeah, he went to like a
or not Ballentine, Washburn. He went to Washburn.
Washburn. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready to be thrown into the fire last year, and I still don't think he's ready. I don't think he's a starter yet. We saw him get killed in the slot time and time again. But I'm not saying he can't be a productive player down the line. I just think we got, let him develop. I don't think he's developed yet.
Yeah. Anthony Rizzo, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it so much. Brilly. What do you guys think about Coleman coming back? It's funny, Anthony. If anybody hasn't seen my Eli Apple rant video that I put on my page when I exploded because we took Eli Apple, I actually mentioned in that video that the Giants needed a wide receiver and could have taken Corey Coleman out of Baylor. I loved him there. I want him to be healthy because I think Corey Coleman could actually be a very important piece in special teams for us. And in a pinch, a big outside threat. I love him. He's got so much talent, but he's got to stay healthy. The kid can never stay healthy. So hopefully he stays healthy and he produces, but I think he could be a big piece on special teams for us for sure.
I 100% agree. I don't expect much from the receiving game. Even the year, when he came here and he played the last 7 or 8 games or whatever it was, I think he had like 80 yards receiving. I don't expect him to be a pass catcher, but like Baddog said, and if it's in a pinch, like an injury, maybe he can step in and give you a big game here and there. But I think his contribution will be on special teams, and I think Joe Judge obviously has made that a focal point, right? He's a special teams guy. He brings in Nate Ebner. He brings back Coleman. I expect him to draft some guys in the draft that could help on special teams. And I think that's where Coleman will help. I mean, I don't know this for a fact, but I would imagine that second half of that season, he had to be one of the best kick returners in football for that 8-game stretch.
He was good, man. He played well, and I like him. So, like I said, hopefully he stays healthy, and I think he'll be a big piece in the kick return game for sure, man. Thank you for the $2. Boom! Appreciate it. Let's see. Sam Brittle, Beal, and other ways to pick. Yeah, Sam Beal's another guy. Just can't stay healthy, Rich. He just can't stay healthy. Some of these guys just have bad luck, and they really just can't. They're bitten by that injury bug, man. They never get right. Jalen Rager ran a 4.2 at his pro day. I don't think anybody actually counts the pro days. honestly.
Yeah,
they're not
but
official.
He's an interesting prospect. I don't see the Giants bringing him in, but he's an interesting prospect for sure. We'll see. I know that big OGR is big on him.
We'll just put it this way: T. Higgins, I believe his pro day was a 4.43. The NFL Combine, he was a 4.54. I mean, it's a tenth of a second. That is a ton of time. So it's just it's crazy, man.
You go by the Combine.
Yeah. Kyle Petrano, man, thank you so much for the super chat, my good man. Brilly, brother. He says, hey, guys, I just got off of work running a pharmacy. Well, you stay safe because obviously your job is incredibly important. That's an essential employee right there. Super stressed, but so glad to come on to you guys. Really appreciate you both. Looking forward to the draft. We appreciate you, Kyle, for being an awesome subscriber. And obviously, in the line of work you're in, man, it's more important than what we're doing. So, thank you for what you do. And we're definitely looking forward to the draft, too. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I can't wait. And, Kyle's been a great subscriber, both of ours, for a while, man. And, I hope you're staying safe out there. I hope everybody's staying safe out there. Washing your hands, because this is not a joke. So, but thank you guys for all your support on during the stream. Thank you.
Thank you for the $5. Boom! And AZ Bills and Giants. What's going on, my man? Thank you so much for the super chat. Billy, do you view Slayton as the number one receiver going into the season? Yes, I do.
I can't say. I try to be honest with you guys. I can't say. Because when I think number one wide receiver, I'm thinking the top 15, 20 wide receiver in the league. I think he could be.
For us, though. For us, I'm saying. Who's our number one?
For us?
That's what I'm looking at.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm thinking like a wide receiver one in general.
I wouldn't put him there. I thought he meant us.
He might be. He might be our wide receiver. I think he is. I think he is our wide receiver one going into the season. Yes.
Thank you for the $2. Boom! One thing I want to say about this whole thing. So, I see a lot of people walking around with masks. I do not do that. But I'm just curious, these people that walk around with the mask. I always want to go up and ask them, do you wash your hands? Because unless you're putting a mask over your eyes, most people get sick because they have germs on their hands and they wipe their eyes. And that's how it gets into your system. So the masks don't do anything for you if you're touching something or not wearing gloves or not washing your hands and then you wipe your eyes.
Yeah, so what I heard about the mask when they first came out, and I think it's just for people to feel like they're safe when I don't think that's going to do much. But when they first came out, they were actually saying on the news that it was worse for you to wear the mask than not to wear the mask. Because something to do with the moisture built up, higher probability of you catching the virus.
I don't know. It's just, to me, I'm like, I kind of don't understand it. Unless somebody really goes up to you and coughs on you or so, I don't know what you need it for. If you're just walking around, I don't know. And then again, I don't really go, I had to go to the grocery store and go grocery shopping today. I do that like once every 10 days. And the only other thing I do is run around the block a number of times. That's it. ENA, we got time, man. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. Brilly. By the way, I caught his video today with the interview. Oh, it does an awesome job interviewing these players, man. I think it's so cool. I've seen BVD's done that now, like interviewing players. You had the Sal on the other day. That's really awesome, man. You guys are like doing that stuff, man. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But he says
he's been doing that a lot.
I know.
I just go all the time. He's talking about. He's been getting a lot of former NFL players, XFL players on the channel. He's doing a good job.
So check that channel out if you guys get a chance, man. Definitely check him out. No doubt about it. He says. Just got here. Love y'all channels. How y'all on for tonight on my 5th case. and thanks for checking out the video of Baddog entertained a great vid earlier. ENA, we got time, man. I'm on my first beer. But thank you for the $5. Boom! First and only. It's a
5th case. How many beers are in a case? How does that work?
24.
24?
Maybe his 5th case of the week. Can't be the day. How the hell are you standing? How the hell can you type?
That'd be 120.
He's Andre the Giant over there.
Maybe he's drinking with St. Pauli girls. Those are non-alcoholic, right? Or,
O'Doul's, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's five cases of O'Doul's.
I doubt it. That's awesome, man. Anyway, where are we?
Who is the biggest sleeper in the draft in your opinion? We talking first round, second round, third round?
That's so hard.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying for a while, but he's moved up at the quarterback position. I like Jordan Love. Jordan Love is a guy I really like. I know he didn't have the greatest statistics his last year at Utah State, but he had a really bad offensive line. I actually think outside of Burrow, he has the highest upside of any quarterback in this draft, and that includes Tua. I'm worried about Tua's injury history. I'm a big fan of Jordan Love. I'm predicting Jordan Love, if he winds up in the right location, to be a very, very, very good NFL quarterback.
Yeah, Kenneth Murray could be a sleeper. I like Raymond says there. That's pretty good. D Sig says if I drink, can I drink diet soda if I'm trying to lose? Oh, I live on diet soda, so absolutely. I've lost 34 pounds, and I live on diet soda. So yes, you can definitely lose weight drinking. It's not the best thing for you to drink, but you definitely can lose it. There's no calories in it. So yes, you can. I'm trying to think of the biggest sleeper. Like, that's so tough. Maybe Gross Matos could be a sleeper. Jeremy Chin could be a sleeper.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's tough. Denzel Mims.
I like
T. Higgins.
That's one guy I've said a lot. I like Darryl Taylor out of Tennessee. I like Tuska. Those are like late round guys. I mean, depending on what
Anthony
round
McFarland for me. I mean, that's my deep round guy. Is Anthony McFarland. I really like him. So it's tough. It's tough. Who should we pick for Mr. Irrelevant? Oh my God, who did I have written down here? Because I couldn't tell you. I'll tell you why for Mr. Irrelevant. John Houston Jr. out of USC, linebacker. That was my Mr. Irrelevant.
You might as well just throw a dart at a board for Mr. Irrelevant because it's very rare that they work out.
John Houston Jr. out of USC, 6'3", 220 pounds. Projected 4.79 40, 104 tackles, 2.5 sacks, forced fumble, and 5 passes defense. That was who I had my first mock. John Houston Jr. out of USC, Mr. Irrelevant for the New York Giants.
Royal says, when are we going to a Giants game? Drink something. Let's get. We're doing that this year, Royal. We went to one last year. I'm going to try to do a better job of organizing it, and we'll see. I want to get a tailgate going, something like that, and getting a lot of people there. But yeah, we're doing that this year, Royal. So you'll know. Well, if there's football and if people are willing to go to the stadium, but that's the plan. We're definitely going to a game this year.
We're hoping for Cleveland. That's the one. That's the one we want to go to. Cleveland or Dallas. Yeah. I love that too. But Cleveland would be good. Cleveland would be good. Cleveland would be good.
Chill Daddy says, what about the Giants leaving Odell up the greatest? Yeah, I saw that today, and it was kind of a story. I was like, I'm not even going to bother.
Who was on the poll? I saw that too. I didn't see the actual poll. I saw the article.
Yeah, they had 5 receivers on there. It was Victor Cruz, Hakeem Nicks,
Toomer.
Amani Toomer, Plaxico Burress, and Sterling Shepard. Now, obviously,
Sterling Shepard ain't on there. Come on.
He is, but obviously everybody knows Odell Beckham should be on there. But what Justin Tuck said was that it was either current Giants or former Giants. Odell Beckham's currently playing, so he thinks that's why he wasn't on the list. And everybody was flipping out. But of course, everybody knoes Odell Beckham's a better player than Sterling Shepard. Of course.
And you know what that is? That's the Giants needling him a little bit back for all the needling he's done to us.
Yeah.
That's what that is. That is what that is. No doubt about that. Do Giants fans have any rumor talking about my Cowboys after we sweep you guys year after year? Yeah, absolutely. Talk crap about the Cowboys. Like I said, I was 19 the last time they won. I'm 44. I'm almost 44. That is ridiculous. Yes, I can talk trash about the damn Cowboys. You haven't even made an NFC Championship game in that time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I can. We can talk. Don't matter if you beat us. Just like the Eagles. I talked crap to them for all those years because they couldn't win a Super Bowl. I can't say that anymore, which sucks. I'd rather see the Cowboys win a damn 6th Super Bowl than the Eagles win their first, to be honest with you. Rackley, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. Who's worse, Sam Bradford on the Eagles or Mark Sanchez? Sanchez sucked.
Yeah, well, Sanchez on the Eagles did nothing. He was a backup quarterback. I mean, I think
Bradford on the Eagles or Mark Sanchez. I think he's saying.
Mark Sanchez in general?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, because Sanchez was on the Eagles.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. To me, I mean, Bradford obviously had a higher ceiling. Bradford came in, he was the number 1 pick. And I know Sanchez was an early pick. Sanchez had more success in terms of wins and losses. He went to 2 straight AFC Championship games at the beginning, but Bradford was the more talented quarterback.
Yep. And LA Lou Man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly says my sleeper linebacker, Logan Wilson from Wyoming. I'll have to check out Logan.
I like him a lot, actually. He's in the 4th or 5th round range. I like Logan Wilson a lot. I got him right after Dye. I think I like Dye's coverage ability, but Logan Wilson's more of a traditional linebacker. But yeah, he's a good one, LA Lou.
Yeah, thank you guys for the $2 booms. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. I think the Giants will beat the Cowboys and Eagles once. Overall 4-2 in the division. Well, if that happens, we're competing for the division.
Yeah, if we could, I think we could sweep the Redskins. I'm not saying we're going to, but I definitely think that's reasonable to expect that that's possible. And then if you could split the other 4 games, yeah, we could absolutely compete in the division. Because like you said, Eagles and Cowboys aren't that talented. They're playing tough schedules.
Yeah.
If we were to go 4-2 in the division, and we split with those two teams, I don't really see either one of those teams winning more than 9 games. So if we go 4-2, and then what does that leave us with 10 games? You go 5-5, you're competing for the division. So yeah, we could compete.
Yep. Final four highlights. Why are you salty about the Eagles beating you guys multiple? That's got nothing to do with it. I've hated the Eagles since I was a kid. It's got nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with Buddy Ryan and the dirty ass antics that team used to do. I hated them.
And we're Giants fans. We're supposed to hate the Eagles.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't we?
We would expect any Eagles fan to hate us.
Absolutely.
You know?
Ian, we got time, man. Thank you for the super chat. Brother Billy says, no, I was on my first case of beer, but 5th shot, my bad. Oh, I got you.
So you're drinking and doing. That's dangerous.
That is dangerous. He's young, though, right? He's 24.
Now what's the term? Beer before liquor?
Yeah.
Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. Yeah. Beer before liquor.
Never been sicker.
Never been sicker.
And I know
so
both.
Make sure you're doing the liquor first.
Yes.
And we got.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
He sounds like he knows what he's doing, though. He gets it. Thank you for the $5. Boom! Appreciate that. You're going to throw up a lung.
You guys are underrating the Cowboys' talent, and McCarthy will surprise a lot of people. I'm not underrating. I mean, last year, Baddog and myself both had the Cowboys going 12-4. We both thought they'd win the division.
Yes, we did.
We both definitely still think they have talent, but they've lost. I mean, let's be fair here.
Lost Byron Jones?
They lost Travis Frederick.
Right.
They lost the best center in football, arguably.
Jones?
They lost pieces there. They lost Quinn, who led the team in sacks last year. So, I mean, but they added some nice pieces as well. I'm not going to say they didn't. They added a couple McCoy and Poe. They added some nice DTs, but if you, they lost Randall Cobb as well, who actually had almost 900 yards receiving for them last year. They lost a lot of pieces there. So
they did.
We'll see what McCarthy does. If McCarthy's a huge step up from your prior coach, but I still think the Cowboys could be decent. I'm not thinking they're going to win 11 or 12 games, though.
I don't think McCarthy's that great. I think McCarthy underachieved. I know they won a Super Bowl there, but that Packers team should have won more than one Super Bowl. That Packers team should have won more than one Super Bowl with that team. There's no way they should have.
You got Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, listen, Dak Prescott, I'll give him this. I think he's a top 10 quarterback in this league. I've tried to push him out of there, but the more I look at the quarterbacks, I'm like, I don't think I can find 10 better than him, if I'm being completely honest. So I mean, he's decent, but the guy's not a superstar. Aaron Rodgers was the best quarterback in the league. He was Pat Mahomes before Pat Mahomes. So you should win with that guy. We'll see what McCarthy does with the Cowboys.
Do y'all think Cam Fleming is capable of being the starting right tackle? You're going to be honest, Leo? Do you want the offensive line to be good or to be at best mediocre? If you're okay with the offensive line being at best, if everything breaks right, mediocre, you're okay with Cam Fleming. He's a swing tackle for a reason. He's never been a starter. Yep. He's never been a starter for an entire year. There's a reason for that. So no, I'm not entirely comfortable with Cam Fleming as the starting tackle.
Yeah. And we'll go over like another 10 minutes or so, guys. So shout out those questions. And again, if you haven't done so, guys, please subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. More importantly, go into the description, click on the link to the Entertainer Talking Sports. Make sure you sub him up, ring his bell. We do this show every single week. We alternate channels. We're going to be doing the draft together all 3 days, most likely. Definitely the first two. Probably the third. And what else are we going to do?
We'll figure it out. And then definitely next Friday, this will be on my channel, and then I'm sure we're going to have a lot of coverage for the draft.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it.
Yep.
I see Ryo's in the chat. What's going on, Ryo? Long time no see, buddy.
McCarthy stinks. I saw a few McCarthy stinks in the thing. He says, how far do you trade down? 9th is as far as I would go. I like 12 and 19 from the Raiders. You're not getting. I mean, you could. Why would
I honestly don't see the Raiders.
No, because they want a wide receiver. I don't know what they would trade up to 4 for.
Yeah.
Unless they wanted Herbert or something, and because they know Derek Carr ain't doing it.
I don't think I'd want to trade to 12 anyway, because here's my thinking. If you trade to 12, neither one of us are Becton guys. If you trade to 12, it's possible Becton's the only guy left. So I don't want to take that risk at the tackle position. And if you trade down to 9, if you're a Simmons guy, you still have an outside chance of getting Simmons. If you trade to 12, you're not getting a top-tier tackle, in my opinion, or Simmons. So I think 9's as far as I would go.
Yeah, I think you get Andrew Thomas at 9. Yeah, I really think he'd be there.
Oh, you definitely could, I think.
Because I think Wills, if he's there at 8, he's going to the Cardinals. They need a right tackle. So I definitely think.
I actually could see worse being a really good fit with Arizona because they run a lot of screen passes, quick passes. They might want the more athletic offensive lineman to get out in front.
Yep.
I think Wirfs could be a really good fit there.
That's true. And Gordon Gecko, man, thank you again so much for the super chat, brother. Brilly, double G. He says, how many wins would the Giants had last year if we had the 49ers defense? If you say 10 or better, then draft Simmons and trade for Harris. Our O was not that bad for rookie quarterback, and many O guys were hurt last year. Gordon, you're preaching to the choir, baby. That's my thing. Now, Daniel Jones did get hit a lot, which you don't want him getting hit a lot. That would be the argument for, the guys that want to tackle is it doesn't matter how good the offense was. We don't want Daniel Jones getting – he got hurt. Barkley got hurt. We can't have them getting hurt. I mean, they were number 2 and number 6. So I get that argument, but I'm with you. The offense doesn't – at the end of the day, the offense was good enough to win games. Defense blows. The defense is awful. There's no redeeming qualities about our Can't cover the middle of the field, and have no pass rush.
Yeah, it's a hard one. You're never going to hear it. But here's what I'll say. If we had the 49ers defense, absolutely we're a 10-win team. But I don't know if Gordon's saying if we got Simmons, we'd have a defense equivalent to the 49ers defense. We wouldn't, in my opinion. I don't think Simmons is going to replace Bosa and D Ford and all those guys they had on that defense. I still think they're a much better defense than we would have if we added Simmons. I think you'd agree with that.
Yeah, no, I think what he was saying is if you add Simmons, you're kind of going in that direction. You believe the defense is why you're going to win games. I think that's what he was saying.
Yeah. That's a fair argument.
I don't think Simmons ain't making us a 10-win team. Everybody's going to have to do that. We ever get, when we get back to that level. But thank you so much. $10. Boom! Appreciate that so much, my man. Trade with the Chargers. Yeah, that's like my mock drafts. I've had that trade the whole time. Except for the first one, I just did it straight up. But I do plan on doing a couple more Giants mock drafts and working on one. And I said I was going to work on one tomorrow. That's not going to happen because tomorrow's my wife's birthday. So that's you're not going to see me. You're not going to see me on YouTube tomorrow. I can tell you that right now.
I see somebody say, "What about Gates or Pulley at center?" Here's my thoughts on Pulley at center. Pulley last year got beat out by Jalapeno. To me, that tells you all I need to know about Pulley. If Pulley got beat out by Jalapeno, we saw how Jalapeno played. What does that say about Pulley?
Yeah, bad.
And Gates has never played center, so I don't want that. No.
Yes. Thank you guys for the birthday shout-outs. I appreciate that. For Mrs. Bad Diggity Dizzle. 24 tomorrow. Yeah, that's great.
24? Wow.
Yeah, I got a young wife. Oh, wait, that's my girlfriend. No, I'm just...
okay.
Just kidding. Right. Don't mix those up, no. 29, always 29.
What happens in Talking Giants stays in Talking Giants, guys.
That's right.
Not a word.
No. Mrs. Bad. Yeah, so I probably go to bed late. I'm not gonna lie. I probably work on a 7-round mock for the Giants after the show's over. If I'm not on Skype with Chris till 2 in the morning, and I could do that too. And if that's the case, you're not getting a mock because I'm not gonna be on. I will be able to run, which is good. But I'm not gonna be spending time on YouTube tomorrow working on that. But I'm working from home, so I am gonna have more mock drafts. I'm really enjoying doing that. It's a lot of fun. So I definitely plan on doing that.
Those are great.
Those are good.
How many rookies do we have in the secondary? In terms of starting, I mean, I don't think we'll
now,
have
right?
Yeah, well, we won't have any. I don't think.
Maybe did we? He said, Baker.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the year, Baker, Ballantyne, Love, and Beal, 4. At the end of the year, it was 4 of them, right? Yeah. And Peppers is a third-year player.
Yeah,
not a lot of experience there.
Secondary.
Yeah. Not a lot of experience there, man. Booker McFarland is coach GM. Well, not for us, but I tell you what, he do better than Bill O'Brien.
Next live, I'm going to be live tomorrow, Nikki, but our next live together is going to be next Friday.
Yeah. My girlfriend says if we take Simmons, she's going to butter my corn that night. Let's go, guys.
Is that what you call it? Butter my corn? I've heard butter my biscuits. I've never heard butter my corn.
Nothing wrong with buttering the corn. Unless you're on a diet, then you don't want the butter. You
gotta love the buttering of the corn. Hopefully you get your corn buttered on draft night and we get Simmons for you.
Hopefully you get it buttered either way. But and we got the ENA, we got time, man. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. I appreciate that, my man. Brilly. Love you guys. Hate that y'all are signing off, man. Thank you for the $10. Boom! Appreciate it, my man. We'll go for like another 5 minutes, but yeah, we usually try to keep it to 2 hours. But we can go all night, obviously. But we gotta save something, guys. We'll go for like another 5 minutes, and we'll call it.
We love you guys too, though.
We do. This is, like I said, this is like my favorite thing to do on here is this show. I love this show. I love it.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. I want a fair shot for Julian Love at the free safety position. Well, if we don't draft the safety in the first 2 rounds, I think Love's going to be the safety. Personally, I'd be surprised if he's not, if we don't take the safety with that second pick.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, who else are we going to have out there?
Yeah.
Was I just going to see? Oh, if Jones has a great season, do you think Garrett will land a head coaching job position next offseason? I don't know. Al Bats, man, have a great night, brother. And thank you, sir.
Yeah, I'll have a great night. What was the question about?
If Jones has a great year, do you think Jason Garrett could be a head coach in 2021?
I think regardless of what Jones does, I really think it's going to take Garrett 2 years. I think Garrett's got to reprove himself. And I don't think they would have hired Garrett if they really felt like he was going to leave after a year. I don't think they'd want Jones having to learn a third system in 3 years. So I expect him to be here at least 2 years.
Yeah. Cody Collins and Anthony Rizzo, man, thank you for the $2 booms. Brilliant, fellas. Cody Collins says, I heard the Eagles are going to draft Suk, Mike, Hawk. And they probably should. They fit perfectly on that team. As a matter of fact.
Yeah, he's on some of those websites.
He definitely is, yeah. Perfect fit for the Eagles, no doubt. He belongs there. And Anthony Rizzo says, what round do we draft the receiver, guys? I was in the Advocate, so when I did my mock draft, last one, with the ones that like the players that I wanted the Giants to pick when I only did the 6th round pick. Initially I said 4th round, or I don't, 3rd round. I really don't want to go before the 4th round. But when my trading back, our 3rd round pick ends up being our 4th round pick. So if we did something like that and got your center, got your tackle, got your safety, you got your center, got your tackle, got your linebacker, wide receiver at 99, I could go that route. 3rd round if we do it that way. If not, probably 4th round.
Yeah, to me, unless there's it would have to be a supreme talent in the 2nd round. That's the earliest for me is the 3rd. Ideally, I want to wait till the 5th. Unless we trade down. But the 4th or 5th is the area where I would like to take the receiver. Really would like to do it in the 5th. I'd like to fill in our other needs, and it's a very deep class.
It is. It definitely is. If somehow, I'm trying to think of an ultra talent there in the 2nd round. I mean, T. Higgins and Denzel Mims are the only guys I really see that are, could fall to 36.
Yeah, I'm saying if let's just say Ruggs fell. I'm not saying I don't think he will, but let's just hypothetical. Or Justin Jefferson, maybe you think about it, but I don't think it'll happen. But I couldn't get on the Giants if they took a receiver at 2 if one of those guys fell.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want Justin Jefferson as another slot guy. I
don't want him either. I'm just saying if the guy that's projected to be, he's like 6 foot, right, Jefferson?
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's gonna be if it's somebody that's supposed to be a mid-first round pick, I can't get mad at the Giants if they take him in the 2nd round, but ideally I don't want them to do that.
Kenny Tompkins, my man from the 518, just like me, he's in the house. We're just getting ready to wrap it up, though, Kenny, so sorry about that, my man. I got a couple more minutes here, but 518 representing, always love that. You guys should do a joint live mock draft. Yeah, I would love to do that.
Yeah, I'm doing it Monday. You want to come on and do it Monday, or we'll do it Friday? If you'd rather do that for Friday night show, it's like 4 days before the draft. We could do that, or whatever you guys want to do.
Either way. Dude, we'll figure it out. R.I.P. Laker Dog. No, Laker Dog's always here. Laker Dog's always here, guys. Always. Hey, maybe this season's over, but you know what? Next year, Laker Dog will be back. He ain't going anywhere. He's here for the duration.
Can't the show be? Well, Chris does. We got to get some sleep. And Baddog and me, we got to do our own show all for you two. We talk for a while. So
yes, we do.
We got to get that. We got to get that in.
Yes, we do.
Ron J says, make this a 24-hour stream. You know what, Baddog? You know what I think we should do for the draft? I think we should just be live for 72 hours straight. We just get buckets. We'll pee in the buckets.
We could go to the bathroom.
You got to sit there.
Where the hell are we going to... My back would die on this chair. This is a hard-ass wood job. That's one thing I've got to do. I've got to invest in a actual computer chair because this thing here is a freaking wooden-ass kitchen chair that I sit on. Does not help my back.
At least. Get a cushion.
Yeah, I need a cushion. I need something. This wrecks my back when I do those 24-hour streams for like 3 days.
Yeah.
It hurts. I see a lot of people talking about Curtis Weaver.
I like Weaver, but I'm not taking him over Ruiz.
Yeah, me neither.
Solid edge rusher out of Boise State, but I'm not taking him over Ruiz. I don't think we're going to end up with him. He's kind of fallen down in mocks to late second. They could, but I don't think they will.
Would you wear an Eagles or Cowboys jersey if it meant Dolan sold the Knicks? I would.
How long?
I would get a retro Eric Allen Eagles jersey. I would throw it on to get Dolan to sell the Knicks. I would sacrifice for that. Yes.
How long? Do I got to wear it for a day? Do I got to wear it for a year?
Well, that's true. Yeah, I'm not wearing it for a year. I'd wear it for a day, and then I would auction it off to somebody. Maybe I'd sign it. Baddog wore this.
You know what though?
I bet you Eagle fans would pay for that. If I wore an Eagles jersey and signed it that I wore it, I bet you they would pay for that because they'd like to rub it in my face for the rest of my life.
Let's see what we got. Ezra Cleveland, evaluate Ezra Cleveland. I did a video talking about Ezra Cleveland. Ezra Cleveland's a guy, he's undersized, he's got good bend, he's flexible. Those are the strengths. Offensive tackle. But everything that I hear about the guy, he's a project. I would not like to take him in the second round. He had a great combine, but he's undersized, and he needs to put on muscle. That's what I've heard about Ezra Cleveland.
Jake C says, I'll start the bidding at 100 for the jersey.
Card coach, have a great night, man.
Yeah, thank you, Card Coach. Appreciate it. But, guys, we are going to wrap it up. It's 11:05. So, again, I want to thank all you guys and girls for hanging out with us and just always supporting the channel. Of course, Chris, thank you for coming on and making this show freaking awesome. And, of course, this was the brains behind the whole operation. I mean, and I say this all the time, just thinking about where we started and where we've come. I still go back and look at the first couple of shows. Our setups were so different. I used to sit at the bar. You could see my TV. Chris had like the blank wall behind him. And, it's crazy just watching the transition of the show and seeing, how popular it's gotten. And we really, really appreciate it, man. We couldn't do it without you. Love you guys and girls. Death. I mean, it's just, we do it from the bottom of our heart. Thank you for everything, man. I really appreciate it, guys and girls.
Yeah, no, I mean, we say it every week, but you guys are the best, especially when there's no sports to talk about. You guys, and we hope we provide you something, but you guys provide probably more to us. Give us an audience to talk sports about. What's better than that? So I can't say enough about, all the love that you guys always show us and, whether it's watching our videos, whether it's watching our live streams. And thank you guys for, giving us, motivation to keep doing what we do. Yeah. So thank you guys. Always love coming on here, Baddog. Looking forward to Friday and obviously looking forward to the draft.
Yep, definitely. Guys and that's another thing that really is, we really appreciate. Like guys like Irish New York Sports Fan, I know they're over, UK or whatever. They're up till 4 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning watching us. Guys like Stephen Pope, Stephen Lilley, Eagles UK. And I
so
know
many.
There's a bunch of Belly is another one from the UK that stays up at 3 in the morning to watch us. So. You guys are awesome, man. We really appreciate it. And anything else you want to say, or we good?
Baddog and he's out.
All right. Peace.